There's John.
Mr. Arting.
Hey, John.
No more farmer jokes.
So I always have to remind myself to start with the disclaimer. Trading is risky. Your results will vary and are not guaranteed. This information is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice or a solicitation to invest. Each trade is at the full discretion of the user, and users are fully and solely responsible for their own trading results. One should evaluate their own risk tolerance before trading and only trade with money they can afford to lose. Results are achieved from manual trading, making decisions on one's own behalf. So with that, one thing I wanted to touch upon is in the website, I'm updating that pretty frequently on the team website. Let me get there. TimefreedomTeam.info. And if you go all the way down to the bottom of the website, you'll see a link for Dropbox. And in here, I've repositioned it. It was underneath graphics, but I'm leaving graphics kind of for marketing related stuff versus education, which is a couple of things that are really, really important. Number one is the trading checklist, which is make sure you do all this stuff. If you don't, like I've got a trade, I'll show you in the background that I didn't do this. I didn't check position size properly. And it was too small, and I wish it wasn't too small because I would have earned a lot more money.
Yeah.
But these are things just to be mindful of, and it's easy. A pilot doesn't get in the plane and just take off. They have a checklist, and this is very much the same kind of a thing. In other words, before flight, make sure to take a look. The other thing to be aware of is trading times. They've changed this as opposed to when not to trade. This is when to trade, which is I like better. In other words, these are the times. These are all Pacific time in this case, and there's one like this actually in the updates channel that is for Eastern. I chose this one, and that you can get that other one if you scroll through the updates channel. But these are things that are helpful things, and things that are easy to embrace and to be able to get better results because you don't miss things. It's easy. It's, like here's that trade I was mentioning. I was in the gold US dollar. I actually had one that was a correct lot size, which was around let's see what it was. This one right here. Nope. That's not it. Where the devil is it? This one was 0.38 versus what I meant to do was a 0.1. I put in a 0.01. So this is why batting practice right now, what I consider this as batting practice, is important. In other words, these are little mistakes that are avoidable, but if you're doing it enough, you're less likely to make those mistakes. So one of the things that you touched on, Lon, to make sure that we're doing things properly. I've been spending a lot of time with the 1.4 update, getting the calculator button located in a location I like better than having it behind the one-click trading. I'll show you how to do that. That's actually really easy. Maybe we could start there. But this is something that and the other thing that we'll do is get into some things with the alerts when they come out, just some little tips on how to manage the alerts and how to determine where entries are good, where stops are good and ideal, and so forth. So what questions do you guys have right now?
My questions seem to be more about understanding lot size in terms of entry, and I know it's different for different different things we're trading. But Sal said something today about changing the lot size when you retrace, and so that concerned me a little bit because that's something else I would have to do in the process of trading. And I know.
Yeah,
in the
that makes sense.
premium-
In other words, on a pullback, change the
Yes.
lot size perhaps to bigger.
Is it kind of like cost averaging and just taking more positions? Is that the same thing?
Well, I think I didn't hear that because I wasn't on the call this morning, but my hunch is probably what he's referring to is if you're trading on a pullback, assuming your stop was in the same place. In other words, let's look at an actual situation here, and I think that let's see if we can find an alert that's a little there. That one will work. Now, one little tip I want to show you that's just an easy one. You see this vertical green line?
Yes.
This is a method that I just started doing just because it's easier to say, okay, now when you get a Fibonacci out and you're trying to figure out which one is the entry candle.
Yeah.
Right. So how to do that is just go right up here to the vertical line, click that, position your little crosshair right in the middle of the U. It's not the line to the right of the crosshair. It's the crosshatch itself. So you click right there, and that will then identify what is the entry candle. And on a buy, where is the entry on the buy?
At the top.
At the top. Where's the entry on a sell?
At the bottom.
Very good. And on sell, it's right exactly between the E and the L in the middle. So in this example, let's say that we have an interest in taking this possibly, and we want to take a look at where would be a good entry. And let's say, boy, this Apple mouse is making this thing jump around a bit. So I position my crosshair right on the bottom line. In this case, I just move up slightly and I get the entry right on the top of my entry candle right there. Whoops. Sometimes this is a little touchy, so it's hard to get it just exactly right. Let's see if I can get this to behave.
Yeah, I have trouble with that too. I end up starting all over again.
Yeah, this again, batting practice. It takes some practice to get this just right. I don't think I have it selected at the moment. Okay, there we go. Oops, that was closer. See the little white dots?
Yeah.
The white dots are when the Fibonacci, that tool is selected. And I'm going to redo this one. Just start again because it kind of fouled up the one on the bottom. So from right here, crosshair is right on the entry line there, and then just drag up, and you can go left and right on the width of I don't like it too wide because I like it right about there. And this is one of those things that just takes a lot of practice, which if you're doing all the alerts, you'll get plenty of it. That's the perfect entry right there. Now, 75%.
Why do you say it's the perfect entry? What were you trying to line up to make it perfect?
Okay, let me ask you some questions. Do you see where the entry candle is?
Yes.
The signal candle.
Yes, I see the top of the signal candle.
So I would want the word entry right there on the top of the signal candle.
That sounds good.
And I was missing it, but this time I hit it. It hit right on the money, right on the top of that. So then the rest of the Fibonacci here becomes more accurate on the basis of, the bottom, the stop loss line is right here. And stop loss is subjective, to be sure. I would not put a stop right here. As you can see right here, it didn't work. And in fact, this trade did work down here. If we look at where would the stop logically be, probably right there. Does that make sense? In other words, below the swing point slightly. In fact, I could probably arguably move that down a little bit more.
Yeah, because we have to allow for spread.
Allow for spread and the bottom of the swing point.
Exactly.
So
Where's the swing point? Which one's the swing point?
Right here.
Whichever one's the lowest.
Yep.
But
Whichever.
that occurred after you did your trade, didn't it?
Yep.
You wouldn't know that's the swing point.
No, you wouldn't, which is why you do know this one is, right?
Wow.
At the time of the trade, or, it's just, at the time the signal, the alert came out. So you'd at least want to be there.
Right.
And it would have taken you out right here. If you'd placed it slightly underneath it, that one would have taken you out.
Right.
So this, there's some room here. And this again is just playing around with what you're prepared to risk on the basis of having a higher probability that you're going to be, you're going to not be taken out, but you're still going to be protected with a stop. And that is a very personal, very subjective decision. But this, if you did have a stop down here and you did, and then entered, it's a better entry, like let's say that you put the stop there. You prejudged it enough that you said, okay, I think I want to give it a little bit of room. And let's say when it broke down through here, maybe here or here, you got an entry. The thing that is really cool about this whole process is this entry is a heck of a lot better than that entry. Do we agree on that?
Right. Yeah.
So here, the relative distance between any of these and the stop is smaller. Therefore, when you do have a profit, the ratio of profit to risk is way higher mathematically. And so this is something I'll show you how this is working with the calculator. But this is something I'm new to, this whole idea of using position size and figuring out things, and which is why I want this is really an ideal time to have one get their act together with this stuff, because if you're trading demo right now, that's smart. If you're trading live, I don't know, I'm not, because it's just, I took a few hits yesterday and said enough, let me have the wisdom to listen to those that know the market better than I do. And a lot of people are taking the time off during the holidays. So I'm not going to take time off. I'm not going to trade live though.
Right.
Perfect time to get one's tool set in order. Did this make sense to everybody before we move on?
Yes. He mentions a 25% or 50%. How can we tell what the percentage is?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Okay. The risk to reward, he was talking at one time about a 0.25%.
That was actually the stop loss.
The stop loss. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have to prefigure that? Because I can't just look at that and tell.
I'll show you how to do that.
Okay.
That's easy squeezy with the calculator.
Okay.
Piece of cake. Any questions on anything else I went over here before we
I
move?
have one question. How do you get rid of the vertical line that you drew on the chart? I've been putting
Good question. You want rid of that?
Yep.
All you got to do is double click on it, and microscopically small is that little dot at the top and that little dot at the bottom. Once the dot shows up, do you see that?
Yep.
Hit the delete key, it's gone.
All right. How does it work for a vertical or a horizontal line?
Same way.
Okay.
Same way. Yep.
Thank
So
you.
as an example, we had one down at the bottom down here, I think. Well, we had one. I don't know. We're on a different chart. Let's see. Well, I'll put in a horizontal line, and that way it'll click. There we go. All right. Notice no dot over here and no dot over here.
Correct.
Double click on it. Now you got a dot, and it's hard to see on this red line because it's a red dot.
So you got to put on your bifocals?
Hence why that resolution is helpful. And in your case, by the way, John, to answer that question, you max the resolution you can. You can't go any further, so that's that.
It works fine for me. I didn't double click on the line. I only single clicked on the line.
Kind of answering two questions there, because you had that question about resolution.
Yep. I know I'm maxed out where I can be.
Yep. Okay. The calculator is something that is really a great addition. to the tool set here, and the calculator. Let's get on this one is the same idea, and this is just impossible to see most of the time, but this little angled line in here, it's red, and a red dashed line on the Fibbo. Let me see if I can get that. You got to click right on it, and then it'll turn white dot and white dot down at the bottom. You hit delete and it's gone. Same deal. All of this stuff is just practice, really. I mean, that's what I'm finding is my skills on the platform improve. The more trades I take, the more skilled I become, and the help with the math and help with some of the different things that the position size calculator can help with, I think are going to make a really, really big difference in people's trading. Let's get on let's see if we've got something that's a recent signal. That'll work. Maybe let's see if there's something better. Okay. So, no, I made some money on this one this morning. This is the trade that I wish the position size was the right size, because what I did is I had a much bigger position, same basic entry, knowing it was going to run into cement right here with all that resistance or all that support right there, and it's still trying to break through it. But the bigger shot, I came down to here, took that money out, and then let a smaller one, which was way too small, 10 times too small, in fact. It's profitable, but it should be $30, not $33.80. It should be 38. That was because I put a 0.01 instead of a 0.1. But the rest of the mechanics of the trade here worked. I put on the Fibbo. I looked at where I actually put the stop initially up here, up there, above the swing points here and here.
Yeah.
And then, the minute it starts going your way, it's a good idea to move that down. Now my entry is here. My stop is underneath the entry. I arguably ought to bring that stop down a little bit. Another thing that I'm doing here, I'm playing around with this. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I'm playing around with that Fibonacci with some actual Fibonacci numbers in there. We talked about that, and I put some Fibonacci expansion numbers in there. In other words, it's just remarkable when you look at this stuff. Let's see where our entry is. Our entry is right about there. See how handy this vertical line is for getting that. See, I missed the alignment slightly, but it's so much easier to do that with that vertical line.
That was worth the price of admission.
It was right there. It was. That's a winner. Let's get that Fibbo right. There we go. Down to right about there. Now, notice in here, I've got 23.6. This is after the entry candle now. So this is all up to 1R would be 100%. Does that make sense? From the entry candle right there to 1R is 100%. Here's 23.6, 50%, and 61.8. Now, notice right here, twice candles observe the 61.8. Twice. Sean, by the way, talks about, he did some really extensive studies that when you hit 61.8, if it breaks through 61.8, almost 100% of the time, it will go to 100%. Well, if we went to 61.8 here, here's 100%. Look at this. Bing, bing, bing. And when it breaks through, it comes right back to it and then retreats. Probably coincidence.
Maybe.
Here's 161.8. Look at here. Oh, here we got an alert. Let's go hop over on this one since it's fresh. Now, what I'm going to do, this is a subjective thing. I'm going to put in 0.03 as my initial entry trade, and I'm just going to, I missed it slightly, but I'm going to click buy. Okay. Then I'm going to come back over here and do some of my stuff. Like I'm going to create my vertical line, click. I'm going to put on my Fibbo right quick. Like I start with the bottom line and then work up to my entry, which is that green candle right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now 50% is here. 75% is here on the pullback.
Mm.
The stop, however, would be right down. And here's where I'm going to have a little variance, but I'm going to go below that swing low right there. You see it?
Yep. Yeah.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's what I'm prepared to eat, $63 if it goes wrong. So you have to make a decision about that. I'm going to show you the calculator in a minute, because that's a whole discussion in and of itself that I don't want to get it confused with the trade. This is what I've been doing up until this point. And you'll see it's interesting how much this will observe some of these numbers, and Tim makes a very good point. If it comes back and does a pullback to 75%, this is where I'm entertaining the idea of coming in with the initial trade right here at a 0.01 in this account, which is roughly $9,000. Let's say I'd have 0.09 would be my normal. Let me get this out of the way. By the way, that should be in the bottom left. There. I'm thinking that putting in on the initial trade, that initial candle, knowing it often will do a retrace, maybe putting in a smaller position size on that one. And if it does the retrace, a bigger position size.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put like like a 0.1 and a 0.2 at 50%, a 0.3 or 0.4 at the 75.
Yep.
And if you keep your stop constant, the relative amount of risk that you take obviously decreases based on where those pullbacks are in relationship to the stop. The initial one, you've actually got more risk, but hence why I think the position size, it makes sense that it would be smaller on that one.
Right.
If it goes your way and it never pulls back, it's still happy days. You just don't have any more entries. If it does pull back, you load the wagon.
So you could do a limit order at the 75%.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now then, once you do that, how do you set a stop loss on a limit order? Because you can't just drag it.
Yeah. What you would do, let's do that. Let's say that 75% is what we want to do. So I would do this. I'd go buy limit and notice 0.03 in this case, because that's what's set up here. Yeah. That is what I would want to do. And I'm thinking like on the entry, on the first one at the top of the signal candle, I'm going to do a 0.01, then come in with a 0.03 in my case. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to put in a limit there. See my green line?
Yes.
Right on the 75. Now it's down here. You see it?
Yep.
This is an order that's a pending order. Okay. A limit order that, and notice no stop loss right now. Where should our stop loss be? Well, I think probably the same place. So what is that? Where's our other NAS order right here? Our stop loss is 11875.75. You see that?
Yep.
Right there. Double click this and you can modify it. Put in
11875.
Can you copy and paste or not?
You can. Yeah.
Okay.
But well,
I'm not sure you can. So I've had issues sometimes with those numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an area line where you got to be careful, because you can make a mistake and burn yourself.
Okay.
The other thing that you need to be mindful of with this is you take off, you go do some other trading, you do some other stuff. Notice I wasn't attentive to how long does this thing last. In other words, if I entered this order, there's a point at which I may not want this pending order to trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So do be mindful of the length of time that you allow this to go for. Notice right here, expiry, the expiration date.
Yeah.
This is perishable fruit.
Oh,
Don't let it sit too long.
good.
You with me?
Yeah.
And I don't know what that number is. So I know it's important. I'm not clear on what that number is, but I'm thinking probably 15 minutes.
Right. He says 15 candles is what an alert is.
Which in this case is synonymous with 15 minutes, being that, but do the math on that depending on the time frame you're on. If it's 15, if it's 5-minute chart,
Right.
that may be different.
75.
On a 1-minute chart, that would be 15 candles. It would be 15 minutes. Those are
times 60.
Yeah. So you may not want to do that.
Mm.
We'll get the answers on that, but these are, this is the benefit of batting practice. These are the mechanics that, we all need to get clarity on. Okay. Look at that. We're geniuses on the trade. 25 bucks already on that initial. This is why having the initial entry now, I'm so glad that I entered it at 0.03 instead of 0.01.
Yeah.
Yeah. Double genius points.
Yeah, exactly. Not to be confused with luck. Okay. So far so good?
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
As long as you're there, I know people, and especially Mr. Clint, is always asking, how do you set a trailing stop? And I use it all the time. If you go to that, like on your pending order,
Mm-hmm.
and you right click on where that stop loss is.
Yeah.
Now I'll go back. No, I guess I'm wrong. You got to click in the main part of the screen any place.
You want to put one on this one that's running right here?
Yeah, you can.
Let's do that. I don't use them, so walk me through it. You're teaching me something here.
Okay,
Yeah.
go to the middle of the screen and right click.
Okay.
You see down there it says, oh gosh, what does it say? It'll say, let me open my screen. I'm working off memory and it don't work.
I think actually I need to click right on the order itself, John, right here.
That is correct.
Down here. And in so doing,
I right click on where the stop loss is for whatever order you want to put your trailing stop on.
this has a stop. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. So you highlight the order.
Yep.
Right mouse click, trailing stop.
Yep. Now you're going to want to do a custom.
Yeah, you'd want a whole lot more points than that. I think that the number is
3,000.
the number that I'm hearing is 40 or 40 Dow points. In this case, each one is $1. So 40 would be 4,000 ticks or points, not to be confused with Dow points. And I know that's confusing. Dow points is over on the right-hand side. That's the bucks. Points in MetaTrader vernacular is the same thing as a tick, meaning 4,000 of those bad boys would be $40.
Yeah. I think Mo mentioned 3,000.
It depends.
Depends what you want. Yeah.
Depends on what you want. And if you use Sal's logic, that's 2R behind. Well, what's 2R? That math we can do pretty easy here. Let's come back to this in a minute. So right now we're at about halfway between 1R and a quarter of the way. Price action just went down. A quarter of the way between 1R and 2R. Do we agree on that? So let's call this 1 1/4 for our discussion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So 0 1/4 would be right here. I'd want the stop, I think, down here somewhere. In other words, much higher than here, but
Right.
not so much that it's gonna stop out too quickly.
Well, here's why I use them. Let's say that thing spikes up 800 points.
Dow points?
Let's say that wicks way up right for a second.
Right.
I like
Which
taking.
which points are you using though? When you use points, that's the part that can be very confusing for people. Is that Dow points or
No,
ticks?
ticks, excuse
Okay.
me.
Okay.
That's why I use them, because for example, let's say that thing shoots up 500 ticks.
Mhm.
I want that stop loss to move up 500 ticks. They don't want it to move into profit. So I'm not in a negative. Are you going to be, if you put that at 4,000, would you be above your entry point?
Good question. I've got a limit here. I've got my entry point right here. That's a very good question. Here, let's measure this. So this now is going to show us to price action right now is 2,551, 27. So that's $27, but 2,700 points, 27 Dow points, 2,700 points or ticks. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
This is the way I would trade that. I would put it at 2,500, so I didn't go into negative.
So in other words, you want your trail to,
so that I'm at least going to have in the money.
you want to put your trail at worst to break even.
Correct.
Okay, let's do that. I like it.
So if you're 2,700 points or ticks above, I would set it at 2,500 personally.
All right, let's do that.
Just so that I end up with a couple bucks in my pocket.
Oops. I want to see what that looks like also. Whoops. Let's do that now. Notice down here, here's our stop right now. Okay. Before I hit okay here, do you see where I am?
Yeah.
Let's see what this does, because it should come up right around here. Do we agree on that?
Yep.
Approximately. And ladies and gentlemen,
There it is. Yep, there.
now why do we still have one? I guess this is the hard stop overall. I'm trying to figure this out. As I said, I don't use these, so this is good stuff. See the yellow right here, by the way?
It just calculated it.
Oh no, it was there. It put this in right away, right here.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But my question is, why is this one still down here? See, on the actual.
What's the pending order you have at the bottom?
Yeah, that's what it is. There you go. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So this is the pending order. This is the actual order that's in the market right now, active.
Correct.
This one, which is we're making some bucks on this one. I like that. I think, maybe put this bad boy. I don't know. Let's think about now where you are in relationship. Keep in mind our friend Sal says 2R behind, and move up the stop. Try to stay 2R behind. In other words, he's giving that thing a lot of breathing room. If you put it too tight, this again is a subjective, do as you wish. It's your money. But to me, if it's too tight, that doesn't really give it room to run.
That's true, but my only point was, don't set it up to be a losing trade. At least
a below entry.
Got yourself, a few bucks in your pocket.
Right.
Yeah, I get your point. In other words, you don't want to have anything that's going to go below entry, meaning you want at least a break even or better.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I would think it'd make a difference if it's a yellow versus a green or red. Wouldn't
maybe.
I'm thinking that I want more breathing room for a yellow.
Yeah, I think that's probably, I think that's a good observation. I'm finding some of the time though, the green and the red surprise us.
Yeah.
And so I think there is a point at which we may overthink this stuff. In other words, where the main thing is the mechanics of what we're doing right here is working, as evidenced by that says $106 out there, like that. I like it when the price action makes us look like geniuses. It's great.
For sure.
Here's a 2R return. And this, now I don't know, in this case, my entry on this bad boy was just slightly below just slightly below this one right here. So this is probably fairly accurate. You know, if it was right here where entry is, then this 2R and probably no, it probably is a 2R for us right now because it's more than that. Look at that. Yay. Let's see what it does now at 261. I want to see if it observes this Fibonacci. Nope, just said bye-bye Fibonacci. Look at there, 150 bucks. I wish this was real money.
Yeah.
And you know, this is an interesting thing. The market right now, I bet you anything, the Dow is going nuts. Yep.
Yeah, it's going up.
These two are highly correlated. And if you look at the Dow futures, up 0.64%, up 218. The Dow is up 269. So what I'm finding is don't play with the bulls. You play with the bulls, you get the horns.
Yeah. We're getting close to a bunch of news at 2.
Oh.
There's a bunch of red folders.
And is that hang on a minute, I should know that. That's one of the items on the checklist. Even though I'm just trading demo, I don't want to be mindless of the checklist. That's not good baseball. Where are we? Oh boy. Yeah, baby. FOMO or FOMC statement, federal funds rate. So yeah, oh yeah, that's going to be, it's supposed to be a 0.5 point. So if they come out with 3/4 of a point, the Dow will tank.
I wonder if a straddle strategy would be good for this news event.
I don't know. I'm generally not a proponent of that, and I'll tell you why. I've seen numerous situations where brokers don't observe those stops,
and it whips back and forth.
Well, it does, and even if it doesn't, but it goes against you, and then the broker does not honor the stop because the price action was too violent, you're hooped.
Yeah.
And that does happen.
Yeah.
So for me, not doing it. There's too many ways to make money that don't have that risk. I think, John, you were on with Davies when he went into a 200K drawdown.
That's correct.
And how much did he make ultimately?
26 to 28.
And he had a straddle strategy, meaning one
No,
high?
he didn't even have any stops in the market.
No, not stops. Did he go long and short?
He was short the market, and it spiked up just like it did right here on the screen before the report, and then it went down.
Yeah. He was short and he made that money?
Excuse me?
He was short and he still made that money?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a very courageous move.
Well, he had evaluated where he thought the market, the probabilities where it would go. And he was teaching at the time, so I'm sure that if he was doing it, with 100% focus, he probably wouldn't have done it exactly the way he did, but he had already put the trades in there. And then the market started going up like the last 4 candles here have done. And, he just kept saying, be careful, be careful, be careful. And then afterwards he says, he says, look at what happened on my account. He brought his trade up. He says, this was a drawdown of about $200,000. Most of you will not be able to handle that. He says, but with the size of my account, that was only 2%.
Yeah. Yeah. That, what happened, I had a fella, Nigerian fella, Daniel Udabak, who his first literally live account, he just before the New York Open, this was a few days back, a signal came out like 20 minutes before, and it was a sell signal, sell alert. And he went short and looked like a genius because that thing just dropped like a rock when the signal came out. And he made like 28% live. It was literally his first live trade. So he needless to say, was pretty tickled. But I cautioned him. I said, if you have that situation where, you have it go the other way, and the one yesterday went the other way. In other words, it was again a sell signal, but it went ballistic due north. Ballistic, like 600 points ballistic, Dow points. Now, if your broker took you out where it should, and on a short you had it properly stopped, but still, if they're not observing the stop, you're hooped. And that happens. You'll read about that. You'll see that where brokers supposed to honor the stop. Stops are not guaranteed. There actually are brokers that have guaranteed stops and you pay for them. But most of the brokers we're using, it's not a guarantee. It's assuming normal market conditions, the stop will be honored, but these are not, 600 points straight up. That's not normal. So I just caution people, you can do it, but I'm not doing it with my money. Not unless I have a broker that I have a paid stop and I know damn sure they're going to honor it. My 2 cents. You can, your money, your account, you can do as you wish. I know what I'm going to do.
Well, thanks for the information, because I didn't know that was a part of the industry.
It is. And it's something that, people, I don't want people to find stuff like that out the hard way. That's one that would be painful.
Well, Lon just reminded me of something. I forgot to put my little 3x5 sticky card above my computer here, because I have some trades on while this report's coming up, and I just had a $200 lesson.
Let's see how our NAS is doing. See the system REV is telling us look for a sell signal here. You see the big yellow arrow to the right?
Yes.
Okay, and see how your stop loss or your stop loss on that is drifted up.
Yep. So it's locked in a lot more profit. So
it's not on a bad spot.
Nope, it's not. I wonder with a trailing stop, if I chose to drag it down, which I'm going to do just because I'm curious. You see the yellow right here, by the way. This is an indication that you've got some different kind of stop, in this case, the trail. You see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of gives you a different thing on the dashboard. I'm going to drag this down to right here just to see what happens, see if I kill the trail or is it still running. Fair enough?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't know the answer to that.
Let's find out. So I'm dragging it down to right here. I haven't lifted. I'm going to lift right now. Answer is you can adjust the trail. I'd like it a little farther back than it was. So your number with me would be a little bit different. Now, do I leave some money on the table sometimes if it's going to stop back out and it's at a lower number? Yes. Do you leave some money on the table sometimes if it runs way up and then breathes and comes out? So we're talking about fine tuning and very subjective parts of trading. Who's right? Neither one of us. Who's wrong? Neither one of us.
And no three occurrences will be the same,
Mm.
because the market will be different, more volatility or less volatility.
Yep.
So you don't know.
Right. So this was a pretty good call on your part where that stop is. Now, did it bounce back up again, or is that my imagination?
I think it bounced. Well, it could have bounced back up because the formula is still on.
Okay, let's remember this number, 11,929.
Because if that action up above moved up, let's say 100 pips, it could adjust it again.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's correct.
Generally, by the way, when it does what it's doing right there, was it's consolidating, and it's in a little consolidation span. Assuming it continues to consolidate, generally, it will go up from there if it behaves like the euro.
Yeah.
It will continue direction that was previous, and obviously it's taking a breath right now. Where's our news is in 12 minutes, right?
Correct.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'm it's demo money, so I'm going to stay in the trade just out of curiosity to see how things work. I'm gonna pull this back down again now to here. And I want to remember what this is this time.
929.
922 now, where I pulled it to.
922.
Okay.
So I adjusted it 7 Dow points. And it's already moved up from where I adjusted it. 923.
Yeah.
And what it's doing is it's following price action here precisely. It's just.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is good. You guys want to get into the calculator?
Yes.
Yeah, sure do.
Okay. One of the first things that you'll notice, I just was playing around with this. I don't like it when it was on top, you know, the buy sell button, the one-click trading was on top of the calculator.
Right.
Here's how you make that adjustment. And this is very, very specific to your, okay, wait a minute. We've got a sell alert on the US 30. What do we got going on here? Let's go ahead and do our normal drill. This time I'm going to go 0.01 to follow what we were just talking about. Click.
Right.
I'm in, and I missed it slightly. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go vertical line in between the E and the L. Click. I'm already in the money. I like that. What a genius.
Yeah.
Right. That's called good luck. I don't, you know, this is one of those ones that if it retraces a lot, I'll be surprised. It's just, and that's why sometimes getting in right on the initial candle is good. It may not be the optimum trade, but hell, we still made money.
Right.
You know, so let's do the, just in case it decides to cooperate, let's do the Fibbo stuff.
I've had the alert come up before it shows up. Have you had that?
Yes. And you mean the notification on the phone?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't know why that is. I've been meaning to let them know when you've got stuff like that, guys, put in a ticket.
Oh, okay.
Put in a ticket. Just say, hey, this happened. Just wanted you to know, because they don't have a reference point what's happening. I had a thing happen the other day, which I won't burden you with at the moment, but it was doing some really squirrely stuff and we sorted it out. It was a different piece of software that I'd installed. That Forex book I might have mentioned, and then I got on with Brett and he goes, oh, I love that thing, except it was screwing up my charts and was changing time frames. I went, yeah, familiar with that.
Okay,
so now,
for the recording, who do you send a support ticket to?
Go into longevitytradingacademy.com and log in, and you can enter the support ticket right there.
Thank you.
Thanks for reminding me. Okay, so we've got a profitable NAS trade that is somewhat less profitable. Yeah, we had a little correction there. Look at the degree to which it is respecting 261.8, by the way. Isn't that interesting? It's not precise, but look at where 261.8 is on the actual Fibbo, not the 1R, 2R, 3R stuff from the trade, but the actual Fibbo numbers. Interesting. You know, he developed that to count rabbit breeding. And rabbits were rabbits observed the Fibonacci ratio. Okay. We got 7 minutes. We can get some stuff done. I want to get on a clean chart, not one that's looking nasty. Let's see where we can do this. Now, let me get rid of that. Actually, let me leave that up. Because that was the original. Let me go work backwards here. Well, why don't we do it on this one? This is as good as any. So the first thing that I want to show you is you can change the positioning of the calculator little bar, that the thing that triggers it, by going to indicator list. And then you've got your two indicators that are on this chart, Rev Alerts and Rev Position Size Calculator. Click Edit. And right here is vertical spacing for control panel. Now on my screen, my resolution, that's 75. That put it right underneath the one-click trading. It probably will be different on your screen because you may have different screen resolution than I do. You just got to play around with it. You know, if it's 1 1/4 and it lines up where you like, terrific. 150. Yeah. Once you get it right, here's a little tip that'll save you a ton of time. Once you got your chart and your tool set correct, save that as a template. Then when you pop through your other instruments, you can just go to that template and everything is correct. Do you guys know how to do that?
Yes.
Barb, are you with us?
I am, and yes, I do know how to do that.
Perfect. John, are you on deck with that? You good on that?
Yes, sir. I'm good.
Okay. In my case, what I did is I created a new template called Rev Up for Freedom.
Okay.
And Rev Up for Freedom has that button right there. Now, what do we want to do is we want to figure out some things on here. Number one, to turn it on, you just click on this little yellow guy right here. What's the purpose of this thing? What do you think?
Calculate lot size.
Yeah. What else?
Take the guesswork and the emotion out of your trade.
Yeah. Here's numero
Allow
uno
you
for me,
to
'cause this is
set
one
and
that
leave
has been painful for me. Risk management.
Yes.
Risk management. Underscore that, double underscore. Because if you're stupid like I was and you said, oh man, this winning stuff is easy, it's great, until it goes against you. Risk management is crucial. Like on this trade, I have been absolutely non-observant and I need to change that. That's why I got to get into these habits. What have I left off here? Well, small little detail, the stop. Jeez. Let's get the stop on here. So I'm going to take my entry and pop that bad boy up right up there. Okay. Now, even I'm going to pretend we're not actually in the trade. I'm going to adjust this because I want to show you how you use this, I think, to plan. Let me get US 30. Okay. Why am I not getting, I got to click right on stop, and that's why. There we go. That should do the trick. Yep. Now, zero out the stop, just put a 0 in there and modify. I took my stop out. Let's pretend we weren't in this trade. Okay. Let's pretend that we were just starting, thinking about it. Maybe ahead of time, you had your tool set from the calculator on the screen and you're looking at things. It allows you then to have an idea of what the numbers are, how much you're potentially going to lose. I submit that's job one. That's the only thing we really can control. Other than, and the lot size plays into that, but what is the lot size and what is the relative amount of risk that we're taking per trade? So as an example, if I want to start out, I can click stop loss price, click, and I get a red line right here. Do you see it?
Yes.
This is not my actual stop. This is the calculator for planning. Double click it and then move it up. Whoops, I've already made a boo-boo. Let me change this to sell. Make sure this is step one is to go to the yellow button and get the panel to pop up. Step number two is choose what type of trade are we talking about. Yeah.
Right.
Step number three is look at it as a market trade for now. Okay.
Okay.
Limit and stop trades will be 201. Just a market trade right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now click on my stop loss number. Notice the dash line. It's considerably bigger dashes, by the way, than the standard stop loss. So it makes it a little bit easier visually. Double click on it and then drag it up to where you want it. Okay.
Mhm.
I've now said I'm willing to lose $4,700. Ouch. How come?
Mm,
My lot size is too big.
yeah.
How do I get my lot size more appropriate for my account? Double click on recommended size right here. Now it's a 0.01. Now my stop number, if it hits it, is $51.
Mhm.
Okay. And right down here, based on my predetermination of having a 0.5% risk, 0.5% on this count is $46.
Mm.
I'm pretty close
Mhm.
here. You all with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Barb?
Yes.
Okay. So this to me is the value add deal here. In other words, that means I'm gonna eat $50 if I'm wrong. And I'm wrong a fair amount. You know, I've come to grips with that, and I've come to grips with it's a good loss. I've been telling myself good loss. Whoa, I hope I'm short.
Market open. We got a report.
Yeah, we sure did. We got a
Yep.
ballistic missile submarine.
Yeah.
And I
Incoming
just,
wounded.
I just made $172.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
you did it.
I got taken out of my NAS trade in a hurry.
I bet. Yeah.
My US 30, I'm looking like a total genius. I like that.
Wow.
Let's move the stop down, shall we?
Absolutely.
Let's put it right there, maybe. Oh, it took it out just like that. No, it did. See, it didn't observe it, I don't think. Let's do this. Let's put that stop right about there. No, it won't let me do it. Why
Yeah.
not?
Two above.
I am in a sell trade. Why is this not letting me move the stop? I
You
wonder.
can't put the stop above where the market action is.
I did. It's a sell trade and I put it up here.
You can still do that?
Sure.
Oh, you mean,
It's a sell trade.
oh, it's a sell trade. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. This is this one right here. So I'm trying to move my entry. I know what you're saying. Okay. I got to move it above first, then down.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sorry. Your instructor is incompetent. Okay. There we go. Now it'll work when you know how to work it. Okay. So now I just for grins, I'm going to do the thing that Arding showed me this morning. I'm going to right mouse click on this bad boy. And I am going to put in ooh, look at that. Yeah. So they must have heard I'm going to raise rates, or I'm going to raise rates more than anticipated. I'm going to put in 3,000 points, $30. You with me?
Yep.
John?
30 bucks.
John?
Yeah, go ahead. I was muted. Go ahead.
Are you tracking with me on this? And Barb, same
Yep.
question.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. I'm putting in a trail. So let's see. We got yellow. So that tells us trail is hot. And look at that.
Where it is way down at the bottom.
Yeah. That's just the size of this candle is just gigantic amount of money. It just stopped. It just took me out.
Just took you out.
Yep. So this move, when Powell spoke, was $364.
Wow.
Imagine having that kind of horsepower. Say a few words and the market changes by trillions of dollars.
And he's already put his trade in.
Just amazing. How much did we make on that one? Let's see. $336 on that one. The NAS trade blew up. Good thing we had a stop on there. That was $30 loss. Not a big deal. The NAS before that was $97. And that one apparently, yeah, we got stopped out in profit on that one. So that was your trail doing its work, John.
Yep. I will not go without one.
Mm-hmm.
And
The only thing is if you've got a really, really long move,
Mm.
really long, hopefully it's, there's some of the stuff where we're doing the Forex pairs. You'll have to play with that and make sure that it's not too tight. That's my only concern with it, because if it's got to breathe enough, and this is getting used to a given instrument, how much they do that. In other words, if it's linear, it's nice and easy, but if it's up, breathe, up, breathe, and sometimes those breaths can be pretty big.
Mhm.
That's one of my biggest problems at the moment is I get them too tight, but I always can just go ahead. I get, I get 20, 30 bucks and I'll come back in and reset it and go for another 20 or 30 bucks. I mean, it depends if you're in a consolidated market or, consolidation channel, or if you're in a move like this. It's two different animals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Granted. All right, let's get back to our calculator. So what's the first thing I do?
Open it up,
Yep. What's the second thing I do?
buy or sell.
Check, buy or sell.
Okay. What do you want to do? You want to buy or sell?
Go get a cup of coffee. I think we've probably seen an area consolidation right here. So I would probably take a buy here once it gets to the bottom of that red body right there.
Okay.
I
For our
see that.
for our calculator purposes, let's go with that. It's not critical that we get that right, for the
Correct.
mechanics of the calculator.
That's like a 3-candle reversal.
No. If it wouldn't be a buy trade that would be entering, it would be a sell trade.
Oh,
Because the
that's
three
right. Yes. Yeah.
three bar reversal pattern. Here's the apex bar, and here's red. If it closes below that bottom of the body, you got yourself a classic 3-bar reversal, which would indicate a short.
Yes. Okay.
It doesn't matter right now. Let's say that Arting is right. Let's go with a buy.
Mhm.
Market is the third thing you choose, right?
Mhm. Right.
Now we got to put in our stop. First of all, we know right now in this account, $48 is our risk parameter. That's our risk framework.
Yes.
0.5% of this account is $48. Okay. This is kind of the overarching, stay as close as you can and still make the trade work.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go stop loss price, click. We got the red line, the big dashes, double click on it to get it to behave so you can move it around. That was an aha for me. It won't drag like a regular stop. So don't get confused with regular stop and these. You got to double click to get this stop loss planner is really what I would call this to move. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now,
Thanks for that. I would have done the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that's a right away deal. So the first thing is the stop. The next thing is what's recommended size, because right now a 1 is way over the parameters on this account, right?
Mm-hmm.
My trade size is somewhere probably around a 0.01. Let's see if that's right. Ding. There it is. Not 1. That would be grossly over trading this. It probably wouldn't even let me enter it because it's so out of line, 100 times too big.
How'd you get the 0.01? How did that show up?
Recommended size, click here.
Oh, I see.
It shows you here, or it should, but when you click it, it will then recompute the recommended size here.
You're still at a 0.5 risk.
Well, we haven't gotten there yet. This is just the general number to tell you what is 0.5% on your account.
Okay, thank you.
It looks at the account balance and says, this is the number, hard and fast. Now, the next thing we need to say is, okay, we've got our stop loss price on our planner down here, and it looks like it might hit it actually. So maybe we need to go out a little bit. I'm going to go out to 15.
Better stop listening to that farmer.
Let me go back. Just to make our planning easier, let's go short, shall we?
Okay. You talked me into it.
Yeah.
Let's do this. We're going to, first of all, we've got to choose, and this will throw you off. If you don't get that second choice right, nothing will work because it's got to be the right direction, right? You want to sell trade, you're going to put your stop up here somewhere. So boy, it didn't like that news at all, did it?
No.
You must have said big rate hike. It was supposed to be half a point. I wonder if he went with 3/4.
Well, there were several events.
Yeah, he's the 800-pound gorilla though.
No.
Powell saying what he's going to do with the rates, that the Dow in particular seems to be like that kryptonite with that. Okay, so here, this is great. Am I willing to take a $19,000 loss? Why is this the way it is? Tell me.
Lot
Anybody?
size.
Lot size. How do I fix it?
Go up there and click on 1.0 and change it.
You could do that, but there's a better way.
Double clicked on something.
Barb,
Yeah,
you got the answer?
nope. You know,
Okay.
I don't even have that downloaded because I'm not even getting the REV alerts.
Okay.
I mean, I set everything up. I've gone through it twice. I just today put in a ticket.
Okay, let's take a look at that here in just a minute, and we'll see if we can get that sorted. All right.
Okay.
For purposes of the one that is working on the screen, here's what you do, guys. Double click on recommended size. It will
There you
adjust.
go.
It
I
will
can't
adjust
read it,
the
but
lot size down. Notice now we're still way out of range. You see that? In other words, what's my reference point? $48. That's
Yeah.
190. Ouch. Follow? It better be a hell of a trade to take that kind of risk. In other words.
Mm.
So what am I going to do? I'm going to adjust my stop down. Double click to get it to behave. And now when I lift, I should be, there's $100. That's still twice what I really want to be risking on this account.
Tells you should go get a cup of coffee at the local Starbucks, which is 3 miles away, and you're going to
No, not in Seattle. It's not. No, they're on. This is much easier to find than a 7-Eleven. I got news for you. Okay. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Now we need, I've got to zoom out enough to get a take profit number. And that is going to be hard because we've got such dramatic movement with those candles. I'm going to try to put it down here somewhere. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing I would do is I would then go to take profit price, click it again, and you're going to get the green line. Notice big dashes on the green line. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not little dashes. This is how you distinguish this from your actual entry.
Yes.
Okay. Double click again to get it to move, and then go down here. Let's put it down here somewhere just so you can see some of the mechanics.
Okay.
It's off the chart. But you see my risk to reward ratio is right here. This is dynamic, as you can see. When it's moving back up toward my stop loss and my profit stays constant. Now see, it says $32 here, and now I'm in genius territory of 4 or 5 R to R. Woo. That's because I'm about to get stopped out. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move this over a little bit where we can get it a little bit easier to see some of this stuff. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's not letting me do that. Why not? There we go. That's it. Why? I wonder. Huh? That's weird. Let's see if I get it bigger. It lets me do it. It won't let me move beyond that point. Let me try this. I'm going to get that down in the bottom left-hand corner. All right, there, that's down there. I'm trying to get this price action over here somewhere, and I turned off. Oh, duh. Never mind. No, it's right. Why the hell can I not get that to move to the left? Let me turn that one off. Nope. Okay. Well, on that, I'm clueless on why that isn't letting us do what I wanted to do, which is to move it over. Now, see, SL not valid. Why? Because price action is above the stop. So I'd have to move my stop up. And how do I move it? I double click on it to get it to trigger. Don't confuse this with a regular stop. They're different. This is your planner with your calculator. See, now I've got 52 bucks. I'm in my range. Let's do my take profit price again. You know, this is probably not the proper instrument to do this on to teach you, because it's just too crazy violent today. But let's say that was the number. Here you see, here's the amount of profit I'd make right now if it hit that number. 1.42 R to R, $80.76. It's bouncing around. That's the loss. Does that make sense?
Yes.
This gives you a reference point. In other
Yeah.
words, so you have a sensible dollar risk. You know, the take profit, I think, you know, happy days. If you can figure that out, I want to know where you got your genie. The risk is the key thing, I think, here is how much risk are you willing to take and what is the number based on the lot size that you're using. And you will also see, depending on the instrument, that the lot size will change based on the amount of risk.
Say
That's
that
interesting.
again.
The lot size that is recommended lot size will change on the basis of how much risk you're taking and what the profit potential is. Like if you've got a slam dunk and it's going to be a 4 or 5 R, you think it's really going to do that, and you've got a little tight stop, your lot size will go up.
Yeah.
Which it should. Because if it's a little tight stop, if it goes against you, you can have a bigger lot size. Your dollar figure is fixed right here. Adjusting the stop so it's tight means you can have a bigger position size. If it hits it, oh well. But if it doesn't, you just made bank because you're on a bigger lot size. Does that make sense?
Yes, it helps
Yes.
compound your overall account faster.
You're taking way less risk and you're making more money. You'll have more failures probably, but the ones that run, woohoo. This is what I really want to learn how to do by the time the market turns on again. I mean, really, you know, we're back in live mode.
Mm-hmm.
There's another calculator that the guy, I'm pretty sure, that built the one that we have on the screen here is a Russian guy named Vladimir something or other. And he's a Russian trading guy, I think in Britain. He's got a paid one, and the paid one allows you to have a lot of this stuff that you do on the calculator here actually manifest into the chart. Stay tuned, more on that later. That will definitely be a 2.0 or 3.0 discussion, because you can do things like enter the limit orders directly, I think, from the calculator. You can have multi-tier take profits, meaning as many as 3 take profits, a whole bunch of real cool stuff. Teddy Dye, who's on the team, really, really nice fella from Virginia, has used it for a long while and just thinks very highly of it. And so I'm going to try to get my brain around it as much as I can the next few days, and then figure out what I don't know when I get him on, you know, and then get him on a call. And so, that, you know, if it works as I think it does, it's the best 47 bucks I ever spent, because it's this idea, but the paid version. And they may, you know, I don't know, they may add some of that functionality in this calculator. I don't know. I know, because some of this behind the scenes is above my pay grade. But you know, for me, the 47 bucks wasn't the issue. I really got to get this risk management stuff right.
Are you, when an alert comes out, are you placing your trade and then going to the calculator?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Now, here's a little caveat to that, though. If you've got an arrow, you know, let's look through the charts and see if we've got an arrow on any of these instruments telling us, like right here. You see it?
Right.
Down at the bottom there?
Right.
That tells me get ready.
Get ready. Yeah.
Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to come up here to the calculator. Let's get rid of this Fibbo over here. That's completely not relevant now. Where's my little line? There it is. Bye-bye. Let's figure out how to enter what kind of trade. We're going to enter a buy trade, right?
Right. Arrow says up.
I'm on buy. Good on that. First thing I want to do is go my possible stop. Let's put it. Come on. Why are we not getting anything? That's weird. Let me try this again.
Is it below your chart?
Shouldn't be. Should be
Nope.
on the chart. Okay, we are going to enter a buy trade. I'm going to choose it this time. Come back to buy, stop loss price. There it is. So note to self, doesn't work, turn it off, turn it back on. It's software, you know, they do run home to mama now and then. Let's come down here just as a first pass. That is a big number.
Yeah.
Why is it that big?
Lot size.
Lot size,
Yeah.
right here,
Mhm.
right? How do I get it? The appropriate lot size? Notice recommended lot size here. Click and it fills it in. Now I've got an $86 number. Well, maybe we're getting closer to my number. That's my guidepost, my guideline, right?
Mhm.
Might I move this up here?
Double click.
Yeah. Well, there we go. That's better. The tighter, the better, but you know, it has hit down here. So could it do that again? Sure. But let's just figure out a trade number that is maybe in the ballpark. Here's I had to click a couple of times on TP price to get the big dash green line. Double click on the big dash green line. I think it's going to go back up to here. Okay. What is my overall numbers here? I've got a 2.2 R to R, risk to reward. My risk is $50. That's right in line. This to me looks like a sensible trade. If it goes up, I think it could hit here again. It blew right through here. Obviously, now that's a lot of pressure when Powell speaks, but I think it could. It's possible that it could retrace back up to there. This then would be my goalpost or my guidelines. If this signal manifested, I've done a little bit of the homework ahead of time.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
John, your lips are moving, but no audio.
You at least know what your worst case scenario is.
Yeah.
$50.
Yep. That for me is the most important thing Robert Burns can learn.
I
this
totally
process.
agree. That's where I messed up the most.
Yep. I mean, you know, Bob was on that call the other day and he's going, man, I get 80%, you know, winners. Me too. Like 72, 73 in my case. It's the losers that are killing me. You know, I got the mix backwards. I'm cutting the winners short and I'm letting the losers run. Note to self, this is stupid. Don't do it anymore.
Right.
You know, I had some strikingly good numbers and then some really strikingly big losses. And it's like, well, that's just dumb. Don't do that. You know, start getting the priority being the risk management on the stop. It's painful, you know, when you start seeing those numbers that are really big losses after you've made a bunch of money. It's like giving it all back is just dumb.
Exactly what I did today. I was 3.6% ahead, and before I knew it, I was 2.4 in the hole.
So you
That's
lost
exactly
5%.
what happened to me. Yeah. Same
I
here.
had to walk away.
Yep. You lost 5 though. Let that sink in. See that's the avoidable part where get those stops right. Get those stops right. Cause that, you know, that's what we all got to do right. The other part we'll get better at the prediction of where things are going to go and all that. But if you can mitigate the stops, that's a huge step in the right direction for trading success. You can have lots of errors if you're doing 1/4 to 0.5% stops. You know, what was the number? 12. If you have a 1/4 point stop, if you're, you know, just boop, you're out, boop, you're out, boop, you're out. You can have 11 failures and one that actually wins and you're in the money.
That's why today I made the commitment that I'll never put on a trade without knowing where my trailing stop number will be set at. Especially when you get a little run like that.
See, I think that there's a happy medium, which is normal stop for a period of time until you get, and this is where Sal is using 2R. In other words, then he's moving up the stop from 2R behind the profit number, whatever the profit number is. But if it's too close, and I think that has to be, I think you have to get at least a 1R is what my thinking is. In other words, to have that, and this is, by the way, this would be a great question for them, for Sal, for Maurice, for Tim. What is that number with a trail? In other words, and it varies from instrument to instrument, in other words, but let's just say US 30 is our basis. At what point do you go from fixed stop to trail, and how much headroom do you generally want to give it?
What is the back testing proof?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We need to talk to Tim.
Mm-hmm.
Tim says he takes only 75% retrace trades.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of variance on that. See, I think if you adjust the initial trade, in other words, like what we were talking about coming in, on an account where a 0.03 would be appropriate as one of three positions, like on this account, my recommended size would be 0.1.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I have three positions would be my
Goal.
well, no, meaning in other words, going 0.03 three times.
Right.
Or 0.04 if I'm being more aggressive. The point being, if 0.03 is my normal trade size, with multi-position, maybe I come in with one of those, or maybe even smaller if it's that initial signal candle, maybe it's 0.02, then it comes back to 75, I load the wagons. I mean, I do two, maybe 1.03, and then if it comes back even further, another 0.03, and make the stops ultra tight. If it hits it, if it doesn't, you're a genius when it goes your way. This is the stuff we're just going to have to compare notes on, because we're definitely getting into the 2.0.
Yeah.
The 201 class, not the 101 class. But you guys clearly understand that dynamic where that initial trade may never come back, in which case you at least have a small position and you have a potential runner that you're making money on. But if it does come back and it hits 75% pullback, then consider coming in heavier there and maybe have a formula for how you're going to slice that up and let have two positions. So ultimately you've got a small one on the first one and then two other ones that are there that you can adjust and have more flexibility. One of the things I could not help but notice with Davies as an example, and I haven't heard what he's doing there. I haven't been to enough of his classes, or I haven't been to the 201 class apparently, but he's putting on buku positions, like 10, 15, ding, 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 ding. For those, by the way, of you that would like to see Sean, if you weren't on last night's call with Brett, it was just a conversational call, which was really good. Tonight, I think you're going to see Sean on the call at 7:30 Central, which is 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern.
Okay.
This guy's worth the time.
Good.
He's a legend in trading. And why I say that is I guarantee you Davies has been to one of Sean's classes. Because it's bing, 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 15 or 20 little itty bitty, comparatively small positions, but that gives him a lot of flexibility as to what he can do. It's the same thing that Sean does when he trades the wobble. And so I haven't ever asked him. I don't know if he's ever seen Sean, but I'll bet you dollars to donuts. He's gone through some of Sean's training. I'd be very surprised if he hadn't. Okay. I think we've covered what we can on the calculator. I want to give Barb a hand to see if we can get her squared away. Any other questions on this before we go to other business?
No, but I love this scenario of us getting together and sharing where the right buttons are. And we need to do this occasionally with all our new people.
Yeah. And John, you have your VPS running. Did you have a chance to get that MT4 downloaded over there?
I have not. I've been too focused on Florida.
Yeah. We can do that today if you want, or if not,
I
no worries.
I don't have the time. In fact, in the next half hour, I'm going to go get my bus and start loading it up.
Okay. Well, if we don't talk before then, safe travels, bon voyage.
You gonna be around Gainesville?
Yep, I'm at Old Town. 2 hours
Nice.
from you, Lon, 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
I will get there.
Good deal.
Just keep the gas in the golf cart.
Yeah. I've got an electric one too. So
I knew that. That's why I said that. I'm actually going to cut out, Barb. It's a pleasure to have you on the team, and just keep plugging along. We'll all get through this together. We have a great leader at the top here.
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It really is my pleasure. And Clint joined us. Welcome, Clint.
Oh my God, Heidi. Well, I'll get out of the way then, because I don't want to take up all his time.
Hey guys, I'm just driving down to meet the grandkids to see Santa, so I thought I'd listen on the drive.
Aha. Fun stuff.
Well,
Okay, well, let's hop in with Barb. I'm going to kill my share here, and you can share your screen, and we'll see what we can do.
Okay, so let me get. All right.
I'm going to be right back. I'm going to just adjourn here for a minute, and I'll be right back in just about 2
Okay,
minutes.
me too. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
By the way, I think these should probably be illegal, but this is a bar you can get at Trader Joe's called Chocolate Dough, and it's called Barbells. And this may be the best snack bar I've ever had, and there's no sugar in it.
Wow. That's good
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah,
Barbell.
it's absolutely like, this can't be good for you.
Good old chocolate too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hit that share screen button.
You're not sharing your screen yet.
All right, hang on.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. VPS. Good.
Yep. All right, I've got this Zoom thing on my page. I'm just gonna.
What you need to learn how to do with Zoom is get it out of the way. You
Yeah.
can click it and, click in a place next to a button on the Zoom toolbar, and then just drag that toolbar out of the way. The other thing, I want to just do this real quick because I've been talking about this forever and I want to just do it. There's a way that you can turn off the toolbar temporarily. And I know the keystrokes on the Mac. I don't know the keystrokes on Windows. So we're going to find that out right now. Turn off Zoom toolbar on. What version of Windows do you have, Barb?
10.
Version 10. Okay. Turn off Zoom toolbar on Windows 10. What are the keystrokes? Command Shift H.
For Mac.
Well, no, I think this is PC. Because I specified on Windows 10.
Oh,
Command Shift H. Hotkeys and keyboard shortcuts for Zoom, Windows. This is one that's worth the price of admission right here, because that is such an annoying thing when that's in the way. So on the Mac, it's Control Option Command H. And then when you want it back, you hit Escape. On the PC, let's see what they say on Windows. Let's see here. Now, the other thing to keep in mind here, this is another thing with Zoom. You can hide your own and you won't see it. I think it's the case where neither will your audience. Right now, you're sharing your screen. If you had your Zoom toolbar there, unless you have your Zoom set that way, we can't see it anyway. It's just annoying for you, not for us. Does that make sense, Barb?
Well, I don't see it right now.
Well, did you do that command? Did you do those keyboard?
No, I did nothing.
Uh-huh.
I can see it on, I've got two Zooms on because for some reason, when I went to Zoom with my new VPS, I hadn't set it up. So I said, set it up, but then it wanted me to do some stuff to get the speaker to work and I didn't have time to read all that. So I've got two Zooms going right now.
Okay. So
Right.
you got two Zoom, you got a Zoom on your computer. Where's the other
Yep.
Zoom?
On my Chromebook. That's the one I'm hearing on.
Okay. Okay. I see that you have Eagle on here. That's good.
Yeah, I got an account set up there. Oh, by the way, see that CoinX MT4? Somehow that appeared, and when I was goofing around trying to set it up, can I get rid of that?
You can. I don't think there's any real need to. That came with
Okay.
the VPS, as did Global Prime.
I
Right.
see.
Mhm.
I see.
Yep.
Okay.
So I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay. Let me grab mouse control here for just a minute. You're going to see something come up on your screen that says, do you trust this hacker? If so,
Oh.
there we go. Now I can control. One of the things I want to have you do right off the bat is this is a good practices thing. We're going to find something called the task manager. What's that? Task Manager is a Windows device that allows you to be mindful of what your computer's doing. Okay. Really handy tool because you can see, yeah, it's not letting me drag that over for some reason. Barb, can you click right up to the right of Task Manager up in the title bar of that window and drag it to the right, please? Yep. So it'll work for you, but it won't work for me. So think of that. The most important column here is memory, and the second most important is CPU. Memory is like a bucket. Okay. You've got 100% and your bucket's full. The less that's used, the better. The more that's used, the more you're getting close to having performance issues.
So the percentage is what you have available or what you're using?
What you're using.
Hey.
So you don't have a lot available here. What are the resources on this machine? Is this 1 gig of RAM?
Oh, gee, I don't even know.
It probably is. That's what mine was starting out.
But when I'm on the VPS.
No. It's only the VPS we're contemplating right now. You're on the VPS. We're looking at the memory on the VPS, not on your computer.
Okay. So I thought it was 2. I upgraded.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Now, this is why this is useful. There's a lot of stuff on here that I don't want you running when you don't need it.
Yeah.
Do you see the biggest culprit?
Chrome.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's another thing.
Now,
when I started to download, it wanted me to go over to that Edge, which I'm not familiar with, so I did not do that. I stayed with Chrome.
Mm-hmm. That's fine, but leaving it running, do you see the blue lines underneath the 3 apps or 4 apps that you've got open? You've got Eagle, Chrome, Zoom, and the Task Manager, and they've got blue lines on your taskbar.
Wait a minute. In the Task Manager? Oh, no, down there. Okay, I see it. Yes, I do.
That means they're open. That's an
Chrome?
instant visual that you got stuff open. Now, the question you always need to be asking yourself is, do I need that open really?
Right.
And a lot of the time, the answer with Chrome in particular will be no, in which case, get rid of it, close it.
Oops.
Chrome is notorious for, first of all, taking a lot of memory. You didn't close it just then, by the way.
I know. How do I close it? Should I go up here?
No. Let me walk you through it. Right mouse click right now. Right mouse click. Now, what I want you to do is pin to taskbar. Now do it again. And the next time I want you to close window. Mm-hmm. Now notice no blue line.
Mm-hmm.
You're sure you understand what that means?
That means it's closed. It's
not running. Open. It's not running. Okay. Notice it's no longer in your taskbar or in your task manager.
Right. I see that.
Now don't do that with Zoom or we'll quickly disappear. Now right mouse click the task manager that's open, because that's another one. No. Down in the tool in the taskbar.
Is it
right? There you go. No. Task manager to the right, all the way to the right. That one.
Okay.
Right mouse click. Pin to taskbar.
Mm-hmm.
This is your dashboard. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
In other words, you look at this and you go, wait a minute, I'm up at about 99%. Here's where this starts to really kick in. You're doing something and it's just sluggish. The first thought is my computer, is the bucket too full?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The second thought is the processor working too hard? That's the CPU, central processing unit. That's the computer itself. That's the chip. Ideal is low on both of these. Right now, you're a little bit high for. Now the other thing, this didn't really dawn on me. You're running Zoom on the VPS, aren't you?
Yeah.
You don't want to be.
Okay.
You want to run Zoom on your computer. No. Hang tight for a minute. Don't. I just want you to hear and process this for a minute.
Okay.
That would explain. That it didn't register. We're looking at your VPS now, correct?
Yes.
This is your VPS screen.
Yes.
Don't run Zoom on your VPS ever.
Okay.
You run Zoom on your computer and then figure out how to go between Zoom on your computer and the VPS window.
Okay. See, I thought I had to be on Zoom on the VPS for you to be able to share my screen.
No.
Okay.
You can share anything on your computer screen, including the VPS window. Have Zoom running on your computer, not on your VPS.
Okay.
Notice how much memory Zoom is chewing up.
Yeah.
So why don't we do this? We're going to lose you. We're going to lose your Zoom because you're sharing from Zoom on your VPS,
Right.
right mouse click the Zoom window, the Zoom thing in the taskbar down there. Actually, I'm sorry. Move away from there. Just hover over that with your mouse. Okay, go to the window that says meeting controls. You see, you've got two windows open there. Meeting
I
controls.
do, but the green bar is so little, I don't know what it
It's
says.
okay. Just click on it.
Oh, okay.
Now it came back up in the main window, correct? On your VPS.
Where? In the task manager?
Go ahead and minimize the task manager window that's in the middle of the screen.
Okay.
Now do the same maneuver with Zoom. Go to the meeting controls.
All right. And close it?
No. Click on click where it's green and red.
Left mouse?
Click will always be, as always, left mouse. I will
Okay.
distinguish right mouse click.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Do you see the Zoom toolbar
Yeah.
on your screen?
Oh, no.
Hmm.
No, I do not. Maybe over here, maybe.
See, we don't see it because the way Zoom is set up by default, whoever is sharing their screen by default, unless you change the settings on Zoom, which you have to do pre-flight before you enter the Zoom, you've got, I've got mindset where people can see my Zoom toolbar because I teach and I want people to see, here's what you do to do things. But a presenter does not normally want the audience seeing their Zoom toolbar. Does that make sense?
Could this have something to do with the fact that I've got two of them open?
Don't know. This is the first time I have seen anybody run a Zoom on a VPS. So you're teaching me something here. So what I want you to do is we're going to lose you for a minute, but I want you to do this right. I'll leave the Zoom open. What I want you to do is close the Zoom on your VPS and then enter the Zoom on your computer. Okay. So go there, right mouse click on Zoom this time.
Here.
Down in the taskbar,
Oops. All right. Wait a minute.
Close all windows. The minute you do that, we're going to lose you, by the way. Or wait.
Well, I'll have you on the other computer.
Yeah, you can come right back in. Quit Zoom is what you want to do. Do you see it up top there?
Yes.
Yep.
Leave meeting? Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we can still hear you, which is great. So now go on that computer, not on the VPS.
Okay, so.
And get in Zoom on that computer the way you normally would.
Okay. All right, join a meeting?
Yep. I'm really curious to see what your memory looks like on the VPS now without Zoom. It'll probably be back in the right range.
Okay, ID.
The easiest way I can give you this, but the easiest way to do this always is if you have Telegram running on your computer.
Well, that's another thing. I don't have Telegram on this computer. I've got.
Well, that's easy to change. And when you do, you just click the link and you're right in. So you don't have to fiddle around. It's way quicker.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that today, but where you do that is go to telegram.org, O-R-G. Okay. So jot that down because then you can go over there, on when we're not doing the REV Alert stuff and download the Windows version. You'll be good to go. And then what you'll have to do is when you launch it, do you have Telegram on your phone?
Yes.
Okay. So what you're going to do, you get the Telegram on the computer, Telegram on the phone, you got to go to settings and there's a place where you will then, what kind of phone do you have?
A Motorola.
Is it Android?
Android.
Yeah. Okay. What you'll do on there is go to I don't use this much on the Android, so I'm kind of okay. On the Android on Telegram, you go to the little three lines in the upper left-hand corner. I call that the sandwich.
Yeah.
You go to that. It's left of the word Telegram. Excuse me. Go to settings, and then you'll see devices. In other words, notifications, privacy, date, chat settings, sticker and emoji, chat folders, devices, and language. Go to devices.
I see it.
And then you're going to see a blue button, great big blue button that says link desktop device.
Okay.
Have your phone at the ready there. You get the new app on the screen. It's going to come up with a barcode. You click link device, scan the barcode, you're done. Just that quick.
Great. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have Zoom running on the computer screen that has the VPS on it?
No.
Get it running on there, please.
Oh.
On the computer, not the VPS.
Oh, do I have the Zoom running?
Yes.
And I'm at the page where it wants the meeting ID.
Oh, that's right. There. Let me get you that. It is 374 052
052
2321.
2321. Agree. Okay.
Okay, now you're going to need to turn the speaker off on your computer or the one that you were talking on, one of the two.
Let me see.
So we got a feedback loop going on.
All right, how about now?
Sounds good. Don't hear any competing.
Yeah.
Okay. So now share your screen on that one.
All right, now let's see.
This is who really runs the Burns household right here.
Yeah. Nice.
Commander in chief.
All right, now you're going to want me to get on my VPS, right?
Yep. Now, one of the first things I want you to be, just hang tight a minute. I need you to be tracking with me.
All right.
Here's one of the things that you're going to need to get good at. Okay. And you probably aren't good at it right now because you're new to it, but you've got a window that takes over your whole screen right now, which is called the VPS. Just track, just don't be clicking, just listening.
Yeah.
So you got this VPS window. What you got to get good at is resizing that window and getting it to the point where you can see stuff on it, but also still get over to your computer when you need to.
Okay.
You got to kind of get good at window management and real estate management on your screen, because if you aren't, you're going to be constantly frustrated of where's that? Where's my Zoom toolbar? Where's the other windows? See, Clint brought up an interesting point the other day. He said to you, be watching the videos on your computer. Let me translate that differently. Don't watch the videos on your VPS.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
I had to do that because I couldn't get them on the VPS. So that's what I did.
Yeah. And even if you could, you don't want to do that. And for the same reason, you don't want to run Zoom on the VPS. Okay. You want to leave the VPS just for the trading stuff. That's it. And if you have to use a web browser now and then, okay, sometimes you do. You got to go retrieve something that you want to download on the VPS. Where do you go? Chrome.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, but don't leave it running. Once you got the download done, get rid of Chrome. Chrome is notorious for two things. One, chewing up a lot of memory when you open it. And number two, an undocumented, I wouldn't call this a feature. I'd call it a flaw. Chrome will not deallocate itself from the bucket. It takes up room in the bucket. You think it's closed? It ain't closed. It didn't pull itself out. It doesn't deallocate memory well. It's a known thing with Chrome that's been there for years. And I don't know why Google can't fix that, but they should. Edge may be a better choice.
Yeah.
Even though you're not familiar with it, Microsoft has done some big improvements on their browsers. I have to give them credit. They're just down the street. Okay, let's get into business here. Go ahead and now, have you downloaded Rev Alerts and downloaded 8-Minute Trader onto this computer?
Yes.
Perfect. Show me where they are.
Oh, show you where they are. All right.
Now, when I say this computer, I mean the VPS.
Yeah, the VPS. Whoops,
Note-
not that.
Notice memory is a lot better, by the way. Go back there for just a minute.
Oh, wait, I already clicked something else. Hang on.
See, isn't it nice having it right there on the toolbar permanently?
Yeah.
That you're much more in the zone here. You see that?
Okay. I see. Yeah. Yeah.
23% CPU, 16% memory, much better than where we were.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and close that.
All right.
That's not actually what I was after. What I was after is where are the files, the installer files for 8-Minute Trader and for Rev.
I have no idea.
Okay,
Wait
let
a
me
minute.
grab
go- oh,
mouse
no,
here.
I think I do. They're up at the top. Wait a minute. Let me get this out of the way.
I'm going to request mouse control here.
All right.
Let me
Let me-
look in some of the usual
here.
places that they would be.
All
By the way, stop for just a minute.
right.
What you just did is exactly what I want you to do, which is you figured out how to resize your desktop connection. Your desktop
Right.
screen is there, but it's not chewing up all of your computer screen. Do you see
Yeah,
that?
I do know how to do that.
You do know how to do that.
I do. Well,
Excellent. That's a huge step in the right direction.
yeah, everything was just kind of new with this VPS, you know.
Right.
But now
Okay.
I'm getting to understand that.
Okay. Let me grab mouse control because what we're looking for should be on the VPS, not on your computer.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll show you the usual places. And if you don't have it set up, I'm gonna show you a way to set up your files so that you can find them more readily. Okay.
I think it is there now that I think about what you're saying.
I'm gonna zoom up that window, but before we do that, I'm actually gonna minimize it. We're going to minimize it, he says. There. Now, see this little guy right down here? Can you see my mouse moving around?
No, I don't see your mouse. It's way up on the top. Oh, there it goes.
Bottom
All right.
left-hand corner.
I see it.
Okay, that's called Windows Explorer. Windows Explorer is where this
wait
is
a
probably,
It was nothing there.
what do you mean there was nothing there?
You weren't on an icon. Go
He's down
back.
at the taskbar now.
I'm down in the taskbar, bottom left-hand corner.
Okay, and which icon?
The one to the right of, what is this? Is this
The
Edge?
E.
Explorer. That's
Yeah.
Explorer.
Do you like Explorer?
I thought that's the only option with Chrome, right?
No. Explorer competes with Chrome. These are two different browsers.
Oh, no, I don't want
Explorer is not a very good browser. Edge, on the other hand, is a much better browser. They're newer one.
Yeah, I don't want Explorer.
Okay, let's unpin that bad boy. You don't have to deal with Explorer anymore. This guy right here that has the thing that looks like a file folder within a blue thing, that's Windows Explorer.
Okay.
Windows Explorer is a very important piece of software to familiarize yourself with because it's how you navigate. Now, don't click the mouse now.
Oh,
I got the mouse.
Sorry.
Don't monkey with my mouse when I'm in
It's
charge.
hard not to touch it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. You probably put those in downloads right here. And I'm betting we're going to see installer, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
And longevity installer here. I'm going to show
And
you a
there,
better,
the icon is up there too.
sorry.
The icon is on the desktop too.
Yeah, I don't use the desktop at all, by the way.
Oh,
I just don't. I like this. I don't know if part of the brain that does this, it's strong. It's strong in me.
okay. Just go to that little file folder.
Yep. And when you do this, what I want you to do is instead of having all this, this basically downloads to me as like a garbage can. In other words, you got all this stuff in here. What iteration is it? When did you get it? These are things that when you take the little 2 or 3 minutes extra to do it right, save you a ton of time later.
Uh-huh.
Let me show you what doing it right looks like. Let's go to documents. Let's create a folder called, something in wild and crazy. Let's call it software. Okay. Then inside of software, and notice my cookie trail is right up here. I've got this PC. I can then go back to documents. Notice documents is now in the cookie trail. I can go to software. Now you see that right up here?
Yep.
That's a very important thing to be mindful of when you're using this tool. What directory? Software is a subdirectory of documents, which is a subdirectory of this PC.
Right.
That's the language. Okay. And this has been this way since forever. Now, this one, we're going to call this 8. Now, I think I'm still clicked in there. Yeah.
Now, Robert, when you say of this PC, are you referring to my computer or the VPS?
We're on the VPS, so it's the VPS.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's a separate PC.
Yeah.
Really get that etched. When I use PC, it's the one we're on.
Right.
Which one are we on? We're on the VPS.
Okay.
Okay.
It'd be nice if I could change that name
to
VPS.
Oh, up here?
On the list.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Okay.
That can cause a lot of issues if you don't get it right. I'd leave it alone. Here's how you know you're on your VPS. Look at that big blue bar right up in the top that says 45.63.22.24. It's the VPS. There's your visual confirm every time.
I've got a thing over top of that. Robert M. Burns is controlling your screen. Can I move that?
Get that out of the way. Yeah.
I don't know what I just did.
What you did is you somehow minimized or changed the sizing of the VPS. Not a big deal, but what you got to learn, that was probably a Zoom toolbar. Am I right?
You mean at the top there?
Yeah. Let's go back. I'm going to zoom up on that window so you see the VPS full size.
Okay. Now how do I get that green bar off there?
I don't see a green bar, so that probably is Zoom. Okay.
All right. Well, it's covered.
Remember me prefacing all of this with, you got to learn how to get your windows so you can figure out what's in the front, what's in the back, and how to get them out of your way. If you get two or three screens, this becomes a lot easier.
But see, I can't see those things to minimize or maximize the VPS because this bar is on top of them.
Let me try something here. Let me have the mouse. I'm going to try something here. Did you see the pin on the VPS toolbar? You may not see it because whatever you're looking. I see
it. I can see that.
I don't know if I'm pinning it now or I'm not, but pinning that has a useful effect sometimes because then it won't allow it to be moved around. It's something, whatever you're seeing is probably part of Zoom, and it's something that you're going to need to learn how to navigate around it or get it out of the way. The most easy way with the Zoom toolbar is click on the toolbar and drag it out of the way.
That's what I just tried, and then it took us somewhere else.
You have to be precise when you do it.
All right. There's a little like a down arrow on it. It's a curvy down arrow. I wonder what that would do.
I don't know, but I want you to learn this on your own. Because we got to get through this stuff. I'm running out of time here, and these are some things. Some of this is the basics of getting window management squared away.
Yeah. One
thing that you might consider is going to YouTube and there's some basics on managing your windows as a user. It's one of those things that when you learn it and once it's done, you never unlearn it. It'll save you a ton of time and it'll minimize frustration on your machine. Yeah. It's vital to your computer experience.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with all that, but when I do hover over it, then my Zoom control screen does pop up here.
Okay.
But I still cannot see my VPS to minimize the screen.
Okay, you're going to have to learn that. Right now, since we can't see it, I could do it in 2 seconds if I could see it, but we can't. And that's a setting you don't have turned on Zoom. So I believe you that there's something there, but you're going to have to learn how to work it. Okay.
Okay.
For now, what I want to do is get through the 8-minute trader stuff and get that done. And then through experience, you'll learn how to do this. You've learned how to navigate windows. It's the same thing. It's just getting another set of windows that's on a separate computer in the cloud called your VPS and figuring out how to get Zoom stuff out of the way when that screen is being shared.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and get back into our install here.
Yeah, go. That's good.
Let me have the mouse. For some reason, it's not. There we go. Okay. We're going to go to new. We're going to go to folder. And new. What I find with computer users generally is one of the challenges is learning how to find stuff and how to store stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things over almost 4 decades now that I learned thankfully early on. And it's served me very well because I've got a system where I can find stuff very quickly. If you keep everything in a root folder, Lindsay, it's not good.
I found that out.
It's just not. So 8-minute installer, we're going to put today's date. 14. When did you actually download this? Do you recall, Barb?
Oh, golly.
Close is fine.
Either Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember.
Let's call it the 11th. What is today? The 14th. Let's call it the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I do this? Because I want to know which iteration we're dealing with. It's the first question support's going to ask you. Well, if you make it easy for yourself, it's just better, right? Same thing with REV Alerts. Now with REV Alerts, they make it somewhat easier. We're gonna create a folder in here called, right? Where's rename? You understand?
Yep.
Look at our cookie trail here. We got software. So we've made provision for other software things. No doubt you'll have some. Okay. So you put them in here. Then inside of the software, if it's got multiple pieces, you've got subfolders, subdirectories. Those are the same thing. 8-minute trader installer and REV Alerts.
Yep.
And then inside of there, you've got more specifics about which one.
Okay.
This may seem hyper crazy detail, but it's something that really, when you start doing this and you do it with your files in general, it just makes it a lot easier to come back and especially when you get into trouble, support. Well, the first thing they'll say is, well, what version are you using? Well, I'm using the one that I downloaded on December 12th. That's version 1.4. Oh,
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
got
I'm familiar with this.
Mm-hmm. And do it the same way here. If you're familiar and this isn't new information, do it the same way here on your VPS. It's a computer. Treat it the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Even better. You see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to downloads. We're going to grab that rascal right there and that rascal right there. And I don't know the keyboard. The keystroke on what is the keystroke on Windows where I don't want everything in between. I want that one.
Control.
And the Control. Okay. I like the sound of that. I'm not sure that's going to translate. Oh, look at that. I think it did almost. Hang on. Barb, if you can do this on your end, highlight installer, highlight longevity installer, and only those two, not the others. There you go.
Oh, but the other one.
No. Don't double click. Hit cancel here. Hit cancel. Hit cancel. No. Bottom right hand corner.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's not complete. Do you want to exit? Yes. Be careful. Be careful when you click. Okay.
Okay.
Let's just do one at a time. That would be better. Let me have the mouse again. So as long as we're on this one, I'm going to right mouse click. We're going to copy that bad boy. And we're going to go back to documents. And this is Rev. So we're going to put that in here. in right here and paste. Okay, then we want to go back to downloads and grab installer. Copy that bad boy. Go to documents, software, 8-minute trader, installer. Yes, that one. They don't have a version number on this one, which makes this maneuver all the more important to have it dated. You follow me?
Yeah.
They smartened up with Rev and actually have a version number that you can look at on the software itself. But if you do it this way, you don't even have to look. You know which one you got.
Okay.
Okay. Now we've got the housekeeping in order. Now over here, what I'd have you contemplate over here, if these are things that you don't necessarily want or don't recognize, delete. See, once you've got the stuff that you need and you've got it stored in a place like the Rev, the 8-minute trader stuff and the Rev stuff, that's stuff you're going to go back to perhaps pretty frequently.
But like that CoinX thing.
Well, all of this stuff, I don't know what any of this is. What's ndp48 devpack.enu? Any idea?
I have no idea.
And you've got this one, this one, this one, and this one of that same thing. And they came through on 12/12.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's when I did my setup.
If it's me, I'm going to delete all of this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because this is the, you've gotten all the stuff you need installed now. So the only one I'd leave alone is this one.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to delete CoinX. And from here on down, from here.
What about that installer?
That we just copied that.
Oh, so we don't.
That's over in your documents folder under software. Remember?
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know it could get rid of it.
Installer is the 8-minute trader, but you wouldn't know that. See, and again, why I don't like having everything in the download folder, because it's like a garbage can. Somebody comes along and says, oh, I just delete everything. Oops.
Yeah.
This also will free up space on your machine. I think we should probably put this one where it should go, because you may want to come back and get this one again in the future too. So let's put it in documents. Let's go to software. And then you could do one here that is 8-minute or
Eagle.
Brokers.
Oops. Yeah, you could, whatever you want that's going to make sense for you. And then we'll paste that here because it's self-evident which one it is. It's Eagle. Now back over to downloads and nuke it. You don't need it here. You don't need it in two places.
Okay.
Okay. My OCD self is happy again and smiling. Okay.
That's CDO, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right. I think only if you're dyslexic. Sorry. Okay. Do you see where my mouse is?
Yes.
Look in the middle of your chart to the left. What I want you to do is find out where that bad boy that will allow you to move this window over a little bit. We want to make Market Watch and Navigator bigger and drag them to the right a little bit.
Okay.
So
you want
I
me
can't
to
do that. I want you to do it.
Okay.
I've
right.
lifted. You have the baton.
Oh.
Yep. When you get that double arrow.
I know.
Okay. But it's got to be right on the line of there. Click.
There you go.
Click and drag. Right there. That's good. Okay. Now what I want to do, let me have the mouse again. What we're going to do is we're going to change the symbol size because you don't need it that big to buy back some of that real estate. You see what I just did up here in between start and bid or symbol and bid?
You clicked on symbol.
I clicked on the line in between.
Oh, the line. I see. To make it littler.
Yeah, that's the theory. See when it does that? And then I move it back over here, I drag, and then I lift.
Yep.
And it didn't do it.
Can I try it?
Please do. Some of this is just, well,
Nope.
Let's do something else. Let me have the mouse. I'm going to go right mouse click in your symbol list. For some reason, this isn't working all that well with the mouse share. So right mouse, you go ahead and right mouse click on the symbol list. Down a little bit. Now that works. Go choose spread. Okay. That actually is all that I usually have right there. I like to know what the spread is because you're paying them that's out of your pocket. So the higher that
you
number.
mean this last little column you're talking about
Yes.
that
Now,
I can't really see?
Move your
trying to see.
navigator to the right a little bit more. Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it's not allowing you to resize columns. That's a little weird. But the other thing I want you to do is right mouse click on the symbols. Right mouse click.
Anyone?
In anything, just anywhere in there. Right mouse click. Hide all. You're going to get rid of everything but what you're using.
Okay, great.
Okay. The other thing that you can do with the symbols, if you want, let me have the mouse just a minute, is you can move them around so that they're in alphabetical order. Again,
I figured that out.
I have indices up top. I have Forex and then metal at the bottom.
Yeah, that's good.
One you might consider adding to this list, because I think you're going to see it on the list anyway, is this one. Where's FX crosses? Is Euro Aussie. I think you're going to see this sooner than later because it's doing great. So let's put that right where it should go, right at the top of there. Right mouse click, chart window. Now, before we even get there, let's make sure you have your stuff on here.
Yeah.
Oops, that's not what we want. I'm right mouse clicking and I can tell right away you don't have the indicators on here. How do I know that? There's nothing in this menu that says indicators. If you have indicators, it'll show up here. No indicators.
Where would it show up in this list?
It would be right in these menus, right underneath objects list, I think, right above expert advisors. It's either above or below expert advisors. You don't have indicators, therefore it's not here.
Oh, you're over on the navigator bar?
No, what I did is anywhere in the chart, I right mouse click.
Okay.
Anywhere. So right, when in doubt on this app, right mouse click is your friend.
Okay.
Okay. And you ain't got no indicators. That's why you're not seeing them. Now, what you do have is you do have an EA. How do I know that?
I don't know.
It says close all trades and it's got the little smiley guy up here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right. So some of this is the vernacular of the medium. In other words, EA is expert advisor. That's this guy right over here is the one you've got on the chart. Okay. That's what you want, but that's only half the mix here. You don't have this and you don't have this on here. How do we get this on here? See REV Alerts?
Wait a minute. Where? Oh, I see. Yeah.
What is that? Well, that's not an expert advisor. That's underneath indicators here.
Right.
Okay? Expert advisors are down here. You have that one and that one. I wouldn't use this one right now, by the way, until they come out with the new stuff. This is the one you want. It's already on the chart. So let's leave that alone.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to add an indicator. Okay. You come down here, scroll. It's alphabetical. Go to REV Alerts and drag that bad boy on there.
Okay.
I'm going to check one thing first before we do that. Sorry.
I did do that before.
Well, yeah, this is why I wanted to be sure that you tune in here, because this is a common thing I think people miss frequently.
Okay.
So I went to the tools menu. I went to options. Let me do that again.
Okay.
Tools, options. Okay. There's a lot of stuff on here that you want to do. What we're going to go to right now is expert advisors, and you do have this checked properly. You want that unchecked. And the reason it wasn't showing up is this one was not checked. Okay. Those two need to be checked. Get a screenshot of that while we're here, if you would.
Okay.
That way you can easily remember it. Lon, this is one you definitely want to be taking notes on, because this will screw you up in a hurry.
that would allow DLL to automatically be checked when you do your charts, right?
Well, this needs to be, this is a global setting here, which means that you've allowed it on MT4 on this instance of MT4, which is why I think it's better to do it that way.
I like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now the other thing, you got that, Barb? Did you get a screenshot?
I took it with my camera because I didn't know how to do a screen.
Perfect. That works. Now, the other visual that just, you know, on an EA, you want a smiley face, right? In the upper right-hand corner, you want to see a smile, not a frown. Okay.
Yep.
Auto trading right here is the same kind of deal. If you see red on auto trading, pump the brakes.
Wait a minute. Where's auto trading?
Right up here in the tool
yes,
strip.
I know that.
If you see auto trading, but see yours, it was partially right, but not 100%, which is why you've got to have those two boxes checked and not the other ones checked.
Well, that wasn't on the video.
Yeah, I know. Some of this stuff they've got, they're going to get hammered with some of those questions, which is when it's going to show up in the next video because they get tired of answering it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me have the mouse.
Yep.
I'm going to drag Rev Alerts in here now, and it should stick. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I want to do is not have candle trend. We want none. I found this to work better until they come out with 1.5. The ribbon alert is misbehaves.
Okay.
Okay. And we should be good to go right at this point. And now you already got an alert that came up just that quick. Let's put our toolbar for the lot size in the bottom right-hand corner so it's not competing with us.
I like it in the left, but it never goes all the way over.
Yeah, I don't know why, but just for now, you can change that back. I just want to make sure everything's working right now.
Yeah.
So we saw that. I already know before I do this, but I wanted to just have you think about what's here. So we know the EA is on. We think the indicators are in there now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The indicator now is indicated by look at what's in the menu.
I see.
Remember, it wasn't there before. Why? Because you didn't have one on the chart.
Okay.
Now I go to indicators list and I can see which ones are on here. Aha, good to go.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now we're going to add one more. We're going to add the position size calculator, drag it in. And I don't think there's any, notice these two things are required to be checked here.
Uh-huh.
They already are because we did it globally, but these are things that will, stop you in your tracks if they're not chosen properly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's done. And now where the hell is it? Let's see if it's here indeed. Go to indicators list again. We've got the position size calculator. So apparently what we need to do, it's probably buried under the one click trading. Let me show you how to turn off one click trade. It's not turning it off. Just see this little arrow on the very upper left-hand corner of the chart. You see US 30 and M1, but there's a little arrow before it that's pointing up.
Yeah, I see.
Click that bad boy. There's your calculator hiding.
Oh, okay.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to right mouse click here. We're going to go into indicators list, go to calculator, go to edit, and go to, where the hell is that? Inputs. Let's get this. I don't know if I can make that bigger. I just want to get this wrapped here. Let's go to 80 to get the vertical, and you can change this to whatever you want, but this is just to get an idea of where that thing is. And I think that maybe have been a good guess. Let's see. Close. How about, let's call it 90. And this is just, you just got to do this to play around to get it, where it's just right. Let's go to 100 just to make it more likely to be clearly right. And then you can adjust to your liking. Are you tracking with me where and how I'm doing this?
I see.
That's about right. I mean, I think that's about right on the money. Now you click the little yellow guy. You got, and now the only thing I don't like here is, personally, I'd want that size a little bigger. Do you agree, or do you like it the way it is?
Maybe a tiny bigger.
That's the problem. It isn't tiny. The next choice is it's going to chew up a lot of, if you can read this and this is okay.
That's fine.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Now here's a key point. We have now EA properly installed. We see the close all trades. We have the indicators properly installed. We know because we can look at the list of indicators right here and we see them. And you don't want to see 8-minute trader in here, by the way. I don't anyway. I don't want, I want just Rev Alerts now. Lon had that issue earlier. He was getting two alerts. This is how you check. Okay. You shouldn't have that problem because you're not, you don't want to install the 8-minute trader. In other words, if you went up here and you put one of these indicators in here, these don't do that. The only thing you want from the indicators right now is Rev Alerts and Rev Position Size Calculator. You've already got the EA. We know that because you got close all trades. So you're good to go. Don't add anything else right now.
No.
Okay. Now, last step to make it easy to get all the others squared away.
Save the template.
Yep. And what I would do is name it something that's going to be meaningful to you.
Oh.
Now, if you want a little trick and you want it right up top, put the @ symbol and in the sort order, it'll be at the top of the template list. If you do this.
Okay.
What would you like to call it?
Let's say Barb's Rev Alerts. Great.
It'll probably put that on automatically, but let's see. Bingo.
I see it.
Now you come here, you go here, you go here, done.
Okay.
Look at what just popped up instantly.
I see that.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, do you know how to get this to your phone?
No.
Do you want it on your phone?
I love it on my phone.
Okay. Get your phone. It's you
Okay.
got MT4 on your phone, right?
Oh, I don't.
You need that.
All
So
right.
we won't be able to do that today.
Okay.
That'll be a
Okay.
different day, but here's what you're going to do. When you get MT4 on your phone, and I'm going to the Android on purpose because that way I'm not telling you a lie.
Yeah.
You go to MT4 on your phone and you go to the little sandwich again and go to settings, I think. Nope, I lie. Go to the sandwich and go to, where the hell is that?
Now the MT4 I have on my phone is with Envy Broker, but I want to go switch over to Eagle.
Okay,
So
let me explain something.
Okay.
Which one you've got doesn't matter. They're all the same. That's just that branding. You can use that one just fine.
Okay.
You can put this account in there. Okay. In other words, you do that by just clicking on the little sandwich and go to manage accounts. And then add Eagle in here. It has zero difference in performance. You've got MT4 in there. It doesn't really, MT4 is MT4. It doesn't matter whose branding's on it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is where the hell you go for. Hang on. This is good because I like it when I get asked stuff that makes me struggle because then I won't struggle the next time. Where the devil is that? Accounts. Messages. No. Wait. Profile. No. What we're looking for, if you find it before I do, I can find it on the iPhone easier. Let me get there and I'll tell you. Hang on. You're looking for my MetaQuotes ID. Okay. If you find it before I do on the Android, let me just do a quick search on, because it'd make our life easier if we just knew where the hell to look. Hang on. My Meta Quotes ID Android. Where are you? In MetaTrader mobile terminal.
Okay, under messages, it says MetaQuotes ID.
Perfect. That's what you want.
Okay,
That's exactly what you want. Hang on. Let me find it on my end, because I couldn't find that for some reason.
under settings, messages.
Okay, settings. And there you go. That's that. So jot that number down. Okay.
Okay,
You got it?
not yet. Wait, see. 93DA42. Okay.
Okay. Now you go up here to tools. You go to options. Go to notifications, enable push. I just recently, Omar said, why do you have that checked? I said, I don't know. He said, it's going to drive me nuts. I said, it's unchecked immediately. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Pop in your newly found MetaQuotes ID right there.
All right. CA93DA42.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Here we go. Houston. Did you get any ping or any noise? Oops, I've got to enable push. Sorry. Let's try that again.
No, I've got my sound turned off on this. Or wait, you mean on my phone?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get any ping or noise or anything.
You sure you have your sound up on the phone?
Well, let me make sure. Yeah.
Okay. I want to leave that for a minute because I noticed one other thing. You see the red X in the bottom of the down here in the toolbar?
In the toolbar, wait.
Bottom right-hand corner.
All right.
There's a
the
speaker
red-
and there's a red X next to it. Do you see that?
Oh, on the right. Yes.
You don't want that. So we're gonna.
Well, I have that turned off because I have this one on, but I can
No. They are different computers. Remember?
Right.
Don't turn off your VPS. You want the sound to come through. So when you enter a trade, you get an audio confirmation of the trade.
Okay, I have to have this on. Is that
You
what
don't
you're
have to, but I sure would. I would miss it if I didn't have it on my end.
So
What I'm trying to do is just click it. Yeah. Let me have the mouse here for a minute.
okay, go ahead.
See if I can remember how to do this. I've done this a couple of times. Control panel. Be nice to me. Sound change. Let's go to change sound card settings. I think that was what we wanted right there. It popped for a minute. Let me come back in here. Would you like to enable Windows audio service? Yes, I would. Look at bottom right-hand corner, red X gone.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's see if you get any confirmation when we do the test now. Let's go to tools. You're sure your phone is on?
My phone is on.
And you're sure that that code is correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear anything on the computer?
No. Oh, wait. Notification was successfully queued. Look at journal for more information. No, I didn't get any sound.
Queued is a funny word. Let's look at journal and see if it's telling us anything. Huh. As long as that code is, you're confident that the code is right, and
Yep.
you should hear it in two places. You should hear it on the computer, meaning when you enter a trade. Let me have you hear the sound so you have a reference point. Hang on a minute.
Okay.
Here's on mine. This mic is very directional, so you may not be able to hear it well, but I'll turn it up loud so you can hear it. Okay, you ready? 3,
Yep.
2, 1. That beep beep was one. I have 2 phones hooked up. I have my iPhone and my Android hooked up. And so I know whenever I get an alert, I get double confirmation. I should get this on the computer also. In other words, what you see on the screen right here. See, I've got one of my MetaQuotes IDs there, comma, and then the next one over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that one and I'm going to see if I can paste that into yours temporarily just to see, does it work? Because we know that works, right?
Okay.
See, ping and dot, dot. That's iPhone and Android. And I think the Android is the one to the right, this one right here. So I'm going to send this to you on Telegram. Let's go into Telegram. Barb. And that's there. Now I'm going to kill share. Go ahead and share your screen again on the VPS or on the computer and have the VPS screen in front.
Okay, I have to do that again. Let me see more.
Practice makes perfect. Just remember.
Share screen, yeah. Share.
Perfect. Now go up to tools.
Okay.
Options. And then put a comma after 2. And then put in 401 080
080
32.
Oh, 32.
Yep. Notice apparently MetaQuotes was smart enough to figure out if they don't have the character string long enough, it'll be pink until they get it right. Even if they put in 2 of them, which we just did. Now click test. No. Test. Yep. Okay. It just came through. Did you hear it? Do it again.
I have no sounds.
Click OK. Do it again.
No sounds.
Did you hear on my end?
I think I did. I heard it before on your end.
Listen carefully. Do it again. I'm going to try to get them as close as I can to the mic. Quick test. You hear it?
Yeah.
That means your notifications is working. It's coming through on my phone. You've got a problem either with your phone is not.
I think it's the phone.
It's not. You got to turn the audio up on the phone.
Yeah. Well, the audio's up. It's not that. I have something else set wrong. I'll have to work on it.
Yeah. But we now know it's working. It's a matter of having your audio. So what I would have you do, I think everything's set up properly. I think it's as simple as you just need to turn up the volume on your phone.
Well, volume's up all the way. Now I just clicked on notifications, app notifications. There's a thing here from MetaTrader 4.
Yeah.
And it says all MetaTrader 4 notifications, and it's on, the little thing to make it on. I also have a notification dot turned on. It says MetaTrade terminal, that's turned on, and something others turned on. I don't know what that is.
Here's what it might be. The simple answer is there's something, just in the hardware that isn't flipped on. It clearly is working, or we wouldn't be hearing it through my phone.
Right.
Click OK here.
Wait on the screen. Oh, okay.
Here's the things that I would look at. First and foremost, get the login for Eagle on that phone and be logged into that account.
Okay.
Okay, that may be the bugaboo because you're in a different account and maybe it's going, I don't recognize why this is coming to me. If you're on the same, same
I don't
account.
think that's it because I've never been getting those signals and I had it set up before.
Well, we're getting the signals now. Now, here's where that theory of mine was stupid. I don't have your account and it's working.
Yeah.
We just verified that multiple times. So in other words, it doesn't need to be logged into the account on the phone. Apparently that was a dumb idea on my part.
Okay.
It's as simple as you've got to tell your phone. The other place that I would look is go into Android notifications. And this, you're on your own on this, because this is just, you got to figure out how to do that. There's a way of telling Android operating system, this app, when you get a notification, I want to hear noises.
Right. Yeah, I'm in there. But there's something else not working. So maybe I'll have to go to the store.
The good news is your VPS is working fine. It's sending the signal. There's something on your phone that's misbehaving. The first place I'd look is the Android notifications. There's something in there that's not set properly.
Yeah, I agree.
So get rid of my number because I like you, but not that much.
All right.
No, go ahead. Edit that out of there. Get rid of the comma. There you go. And click OK. So the good news is, it's working, and did you hear any sound? Let's test one other thing on your device here. Do you mind if I place a test trade?
No, go ahead. Oh, on my Eagle account?
Yeah, on your demo
I haven't used that account yet. You better make money.
Okay. Oops, I don't have mouse control. Hang on a minute here. Request mouse control. What I'm dying to know is, oh, wait a minute. What do we got down here on the toolbar? We got a musical symbol with a pencil on it. Do you see that bottom right-hand corner? You've got the speaker, and then to the right of it, what looks like a musical note.
Yeah. What is that?
I don't know. Click on it. Let's see what it, oh, never mind. Forget.
Yeah.
Ink. Yeah. It's something for writing on it.
Huh.
Let's get your audio. Your audio is 100%. So you should hear like a puck, puck every time a trade is entered. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to place a couple of real quick test trades. We're going to enter a buy. Whoops, you don't have one-click trading on. Okay, let's get that fixed. All right. Trade, one-click trading. Yes. The other thing I want to do while we're here is go to charts. We're going to choose show ask line. And now on your charts, I'm going to do that same thing. We're going to reset your template. You can choose however you want to do this, but I'm going to show you the way I do it. And if you like it, you can keep it. If you want to change colors, that's on you.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got one click. We got to do that here too. Where are we?
Too bad it didn't work. It's going up.
Show ask. Okay, that's good. Let's go back here. Let's turn that to yellow, which is easier to see against black. And it's not showing. Why not? Show ask. Okay, that's good. Trade. One click is on. Okay, why are we not getting any show ask? Then let me turn it off and turn it back on again. Maybe that'll do it. One other thing that it could be, hang on a minute. Light slate gray, that's the right color. Huh. You don't see a yellow line on the chart right now, do you?
Hey, hang on. A yellow line. There's a line across the middle, but I can't.
Yeah. What we're looking for is to get, you're getting the bid, but you're not getting the ask. I find it very handy, and I've asked MetaTrader to make the ask line yellow. And when you have this checked right here, show ask line, it's supposed to show that on the chart. And it isn't. That one you may have to go to support for, because I don't know why it is misbehaving. It should, it's not critical. It's just one of those niceties that you can see. You see, it allows you to see the goalpost at all times. In other words, you've got it on a buy trade, you've got to have the gray line be above your entry point. On a sell trade, you've got to have the yellow line, the ask line, be below your entry point. So it allows you to have a real clear visual at all times of your spread and where you need to be in relationship to the spread.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have that.
I don't know why it's not working, because we've got it set properly. So let's try something. Hang on a minute. Let's save this one just so we don't lose any of those settings. I'm going to save it over the top of your template. This one, we're going to write on top of that. Yes, we want to replace it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to close this bad boy and come back in. Now, one thing you're definitely going to want to do is pin this to taskbar. It's hard to see. What I would have you do, so you know there's a space in between Chrome and your task manager, this thing.
Yeah.
That's Eagle. You can barely see it, the gray right there.
Yeah.
They picked an enormously stupid choice of colors for Windows.
Okay. But the icon is there also, so I could always just click that.
Yeah. You can do it that way. Like anything, certain way to do things. Why are you not getting? Hang on a minute. Let me look at this. That is light slate gray. Why are we not getting that color? Let me try something else. Hang on just a minute. Okay, we're not getting it there either. That's kind of weird. And we got the global setting done. Charts, show ask line. Huh. I'm stumped on that one. We may need to solve that a different day.
Yeah, that's going to be an important one.
It's not critical, but it's nice. It's a nicety.
Wow.
Just before we go, one thing up here, this is something to familiarize yourself with.
Yes.
On Forex, these numbers are pips. That's 14 pips, 33 pips, and 41 pips. Okay. 30, 39, 43, it's bouncing around. 10 pips, 12 pips on gold. These, however, are points.
Oh, okay.
The smallest increment on MT4. And with this broker, what that means is that's $1.97 in Dow points. It's 197 points or ticks on MetaTrader 4. It's $1.97 on Dow points. That's $1.12 on Dow points. In other words, when you look at US 30 here, a Dow point right now is over here on price action is 33,940, 942. It's bouncing around $2, $4. It's bouncing around. Yeah. Your spread is just, let's call it $2 because it's easier. Round up. Do you follow me? 197 is $2. This is $1.12. Yeah. But this is confusing because they're not using the same common denominator, which I think is enormously dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's confusing. And that's why I show you this, because this is one of those things that, now you know, and you kind of go, wait a minute. He told me that indices are points. Forex is pips. Okay. Some of the brokers smartened up and they made it so that they're all uniform and I don't want to get into how they did it, but they were clever. I like that much better.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get your ask line working. I'm sorry.
All right, one question. We installed this on the US 30, correct?
Installed what?
The REV Alerts,
No, what you did is we put it on every one of them. How did we do that? We used the template, remember?
Yeah.
Here.
Right.
and you went through each one. I'm just going to do this real quick because it is quick. That's the benefit of the template. Everything that's on the template, notice you're getting the calculator. There's an indication that you've got your stuff on here.
Right.
Okay. And some of these you don't have it on there, or it's not the right template. So glad you said that, because now all of them are going to be squared away. And these need to be M5, by the way.
Yeah.
That one and that one. The other thing you can do here, if you like my sort order over there, do this.
Like your what?
The sort order that's in the Market Watch window.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
You can drag these around like this.
Yes, I did learn that.
And so now you've got indices, Forex, and gold, just exactly like your Market Watch. You follow me?
Right.
Let's go back here. Let's make sure you see that one's no good. Let's make that a 5-minute. The minute you do the template change, now why did that not pop up there? Hang on. What the hell? Let's do that again. Why no? Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know what I did, but the calculator, the way we have it set, is an instant indication that you've got your indicators on there.
Yeah.
You see that?
Good.
Yeah. Clear visual. This one doesn't have it. So
yeah.
Bing. Now it does. Plus you'll get the alert triggering. It does that first kind of a test alert. Now that needs to be 5-minute. Come over here. Nothing. So you have certain markers that you look for, and you can tell on your charts. This is just, I've spent a ton of time on this stuff the last couple of weeks, so it's easier when I've done that. But now you see, it's like looking in. The first thing is smiley face on the chart. Next thing is auto trading good. This is kind of your pre-flight checklist. EA running, and smiley face. There you go. Calculator. If I right mouse click, I know the indicator list is showing here, means I got indicators of some kind. Which ones do I have? Those two.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. Good.
So you're good. The only thing now, goddamn thing, we got an ask line. Sorry for my French. How did that pop here? Do you see the yellow and gray?
I do.
That's the way it's supposed to work. Why the hell is it not working like that over here? Oh, it is now.
Huh.
Okay. This, no, this is on gold. What about US 30? Let me try that again here. Since that other template seemed to work for us, let's use it again over here. Maybe it'll work. Okay, that's really frustrating. Why is that not working here? You now have a reference point as to how it's supposed to look.
Yes.
Very useful feature. Why the devil is it not working where we want it the most, which is on USC there? You see how big your spread is here? Now, if you're in a buy trade, you've got to get that gray line has got to get above your green line of entry. If you're in a sell trade, that yellow line's got to get it below your green line of entry. Yeah. So it's a real clear, there's the goalpost for profit.
Yeah.
That one's working. So I'm going to try something here. We've got ones that for whatever reason they're behaving. I'm going to try saving one of these as your overall template here.
Yeah.
When in doubt, use the one that's working. So I've overwritten that. Now let's come back to these two and reapply the template and see if that fixes it. No. Stinker. This is a perplexing one. At least you have some reference point as how it's supposed to look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why it's not working on your indices, I am clueless. Let's try it on this one. This is a I don't know how to answer this one because it's when things partially work is what it really drives you nuts with a computer.
Yeah.
And one common theme, and I'll see that even this one though, this is on M1. I thought maybe that was it. We screwed up on the time frame on that one. But the time frames are all the same on these. Let me try changing this to 5 just for the hell of it.
Oh, okay.
No ask line. Why not? Yellow. I've got a different idea. I want to try one more thing. I'm going to get a fresh chart. When in doubt on MT4, if something misbehaves, do a new chart.
Okay.
You see here, we've got over to the right, we've got a fresh one.
Mm-hmm.
And now apply that. Okay, bad idea. I can't answer this. I don't know why it's working on the Forex, it's working on gold, but it's not working on indices for some reason. That's a puzzle. It's not a showstopper. I mean, it's nice to have it.
Yeah.
I don't know, you might do a search on this and say, ask line not working US 30, ask line MT4 not working US 30.
Yeah.
And see if you can find a YouTube that says, oh, well, you overlooked the porticipal modulator switch.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
clearly it is set properly or wouldn't be working over here. So I think this is something that's just an anomaly.
Yeah.
One thing you want to do, by the way, when you close, when you don't want to close the chart ever, you want to close MT4. And in the closing of MT4 like that, you will have written the changes that we made.
Okay.
Now, if we come back in, sometimes it'll be good to us and say, oh, well, we just needed to refresh. No problem. It's going to work now. That's what my hope is.
Mm-hmm.
Working on the euro. Okay. Not working on the NAS, not working on. I surrender.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's a puzzle.
Well, you've got the important things done, so.
Yeah, you've got alerts. Look at there.
Yep. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I did go yesterday to refresh. I was going to go back to those basic training 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I already went through them once, but I thought, all right, now that I've got this, I'll go back and check it. And I couldn't find them. I could find number 2 on Longevity Trading Academy. I could find number 2. I couldn't find number 1. So it appears they're just sticking up there what was most recently recorded.
Could be.
But
I mean, each week they have them. So, if you missed it, tune in on Monday. There'll be another one.
Yeah. They need to have a one place where they just keep them, the best ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Robert, I really appreciate your help.
You're welcome.
Can you, Robert, I was distracted on the last 30 minutes. Can I see that on the, you have a replay of that?
Yeah. I can actually, let me grab share here. The good news is I don't even have to do anything, which my lazy soul loves.
Oh,
I'll show you why. If you go to, you're in the Facebook group, are you not, Lon?
yes.
Okay. If you go to 8-Minute Trader, Time Freedom Team.
Okay.
Look who's on the screen.
Oh my goodness. Holy cow.
As we speak, it's being streamed. So you just pop back in over here and everything we did, including all my bad words, are on there.
Oh, okay.
Live.
So it's on the 8-Minute Trader Facebook page, right?
Group. It's a group.
Oh, okay. Group. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's all this is a tool that I have that I really like because it also sends it to YouTube, which means I'm putting new content on YouTube, which helps my algorithm. If you would, by the way, big favor, go over on YouTube and you'll see this. And when you see it, do me a solid and click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And then click like, because when you click like on the video, and even better, make a comment, nice haircut. I don't care what it is. Make a comment. And when there's interaction with subscribe, like on the video, and especially the make a comment, and then I'll reply. This increases this. YouTube likes this. And when it likes it, then you get more people coming in.
Absolutely.
So let me get on here and I'll get the right channel here.
I think I'm already subscribed, but let me double check.
Let's go to videos. Let's go to manage videos. I'm going to kill the share. In fact, the screen